What's up, y'all? This is Mr. Right Way, and today we're gonna talk about this summer game fest. Bring the heat, and we got the heat because we got four. Well, no, it's four of us. We got three people. Oh, and I hear myself in the background. Guess what? They can't hear myself because I was on the other channel. Let's bring the first Foodie Pepper because you know what? He is the cause of all of this. That's what he did. He did this. Yeah, you.
How is it my fault?
It was your fault.
Listen. I've been sitting here ready to go. You're the slacker today.
Not. Hey, I can be the slacker if I want to, man.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Hey,
Well, how you doing, man?
Thanks for having me, man. No, this is. I'm doing well. Doing well.
Look at your little subscribe pill. But look, what's a little YouTube pill on the background? Look at this, nice.
You like that? My little subscribe, and then I've got a Twitch one right there.
Look at you. You're the only one probably supporting Twitch right now.
Well, no. To be fair, I've had that pillow probably since Justin TV switched to Twitch.
Oh,
So
that's right. Yeah.
That thing's mad old. So yeah.
What kind of filter you put on your face this week? You look actually normal.
No!
We got Retro Idiots. What's up, Retro Idiots? What's up, brother?
What it is. Happy Friday. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, we're doing good. How about you, man?
Man, doing good, man. It's Friday. Can't complain.
It's
Enjoying
Friday.
myself.
You got the drink?
Yes. I do have the beverage of choice for the evening.
Oh,
yes.
you got the drink. You got the
Yes.
drink. We got the drink too. Yeah, we got a little bit. You know, Dr. Pepper and a little Terramana tequila, the best. You know, shout out to the Rock. Shout out to the great
champ.
The People's Champ, and also got the water here. Big old 7-Up cup. Do y'all remember these big cups, these big Slurpee cups from 7-Up?
Oh man,
The big gulps, baby.
Those
Yeah,
are
the big
clutch.
gulps.
The
Look,
Bubba Cakes.
I still have this darn Slurpee. I think I'm gonna see, can I renew that? Or can I get that? Look at that. It said present this label and get a free Slurpee.
Come on. Now.
Will they like give you a free will they give you a free refill on that if you take it?
I haven't tried that yet.
I mean 7-Eleven used to do that. Like if you bought their I remember when I was a teenager,
right,
I used
yeah.
to always buy
Branded
those
cups.
coffee or whatever. If you bought those like $13, you walk in there, man, fill them right up.
Hey, that's the best place. I love right now they're doing like a Pac-Man promotion, and I haven't seen the Pac-Man ones, but I left Japan a little bit too early. They had the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom ones at 7-Eleven. I'm gonna have to find those cups. So if you're gonna look on, I know our boy coming up, Alex. You know he's gonna look for it, man. Alex is up, man. Look, he's already typing right now, probably 7-Eleven Tears of the Kingdom. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? It's like,
Look
here's your favorite gaming physician. I am here playing Diablo 4. Thank you for letting me be on the stream with you. And we're going to have a great night because we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, man, I know this Summer Game Fest. It's been a mixed bag. I'm gonna say it right now. I would give it a 7 out of a 10. Scores right now, everybody. What would you say? I say 7 out of 10. What say you? Anybody gonna take it?
Hey, look, let me jump in on this. I think that it was
Let me
decent,
jump
you know,
in.
75%. You know what I'm saying? I think that's fair. 75, 80% in that range, honestly. And I'll tell you why, because it's like they did what they were supposed to do, which was basically come out there and put some game trailers out there. They didn't linger too much, but I do have a couple of pet peeves with the whole entire thing. Every single one of the presenters was a white male. There was not a whole bunch of diversity on stage, which I thought was a little bit interesting, considering that all these games are made by like huge groups of people. Yeah. And choice of representation, I guess, kind of matters a little bit. But outside of that, I thought that the trailers were great. I actually really enjoyed the new side-scrolling Prince of Persia. A lot of people decided to get sideways with that, and I'm like, that's because you're ignorant of history. There was a group of Persians known as the Immortals that were the King's Guard, and sure, if they're going to go rescue the prince, guess who's going to be doing it? The King's Guard. So that's why they have that entire group of different people, men and women, who are going in to save the prince. So I'm going to just leave that as a talking point for the rest of you guys, because I feel like that's something that's pretty topical.
It is pretty topical, but we'll go back to that one because that, you know, I did see a lot of discourse about that, which is silly because, you know, Twitter's not real, y'all. Twitter is not real. I look at things, I'm just, you know what, it's just stupid. Just like people get mad about Sonic and even Sonic
Well, they
fans
were,
are like,
they were criticizing the hip hop intro as well, and I'm like, seriously? Like, what is y'all's problem? Everything wasn't. Anyway, I don't want to get off tangent, but we definitely need to
let's
talk
save it
about
for a little bit later. I know.
that. All right.
Let's save it for a little bit
I
later.
haven't had enough to drink yet.
Yeah, you haven't had enough to drink just yet. Steve, man, did you see it, man? I know you're getting back into gaming and stuff, so definitely, I definitely hear your thoughts because you just, I guess in the last year or two, you've been getting back fully into like console and consoles and retro gaming and stuff.
Yeah, because I was kind of doing it kind of behind the scenes, if you will, because I was spending more time with the arcades and stuff. But
yeah,
I would kind of go, for presentations and stuff. I would probably say 7.5. I would agree with that.
Okay.
I think a lot of the games, Prince of Persia was always a favorite. Playing that. I was excited. I was probably one that was excited about the Sonic games. I love the Sonic games.
Yes, that looked amazing.
It really did. I thought it was really good. And I would agree. I don't think they hung on everything. Alan Wake 2 is another one that I was really looking forward to. A little disappointed, no physical media, but I can look past that.
But that jump scare got me. I was like, that dude came out like, oh.
Listen, if nobody's played it yet, go play the remake on PS5. It's really, really good. The first one.
It is.
Spider-Man 2, obviously we talked about that a couple weeks ago. Great game. I'm looking forward to that. So I think there's a lot of good games coming out for this that I think everybody should be excited for, honestly.
Yeah, we're gonna go through all the games they get going through, but Ness, tell me your initial impressions of the show, brother.
I'll probably throw a little bomb in the mix. I thought it was better than Sony's showcase.
Oh, what? Okay, you know what? I can
I'd
see
agree
that.
with
And as a Sony fan, I can see where you're coming from on that. Yeah, that is that's a huge bomb because like that is.
What made it good for you though to be better than Sony's?
I think there was just more of the human interaction a little bit. I mean, you had a crowd. I mean, it gave very E3-esque vibes, kind of going back to that, which, you got a crowd that's immersed and they're happy. I mean, when Nicolas Cage jumped out on stage, I was like, dang, everybody's going like, Nick's here, yeah.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's not a game I'm gonna play, but right. I mean, hey, it's Nick Cage. Everybody loves Nick Cage.
Is it just me? Or is it weird whenever you see an actor? Because they seem like they're so awkward and don't know what to say.
He did seem a little weird. Awkward. He did seem awkward. And he kind of did, lean towards that. He was like, hey, I've never been in this space. I've been trying to make my way into some format of gaming for a while.
That was endearing.
Yeah, it was.
It was endearing to me because it seemed like he was really real about it. Because even though when he started like, oh, I got Elgin, sorry, and everybody like, oh, it's okay, keep on talking. It's like everybody had so much respect for him. Like, what you doing here? He like, I really wanted to be, and you could unless he's a good ass actor, but he really, really was genuine to me that he really wanted to be there in the game. So I was like, okay, he was awkward, but what star isn't?
The Steve Buscemi, like the little thing where he's got the skateboard and he's wearing like the hoodie and he's like, hello, fellow young people. And it's like, he's trying to fit in. It's like, that's the vibe that I was getting. And I was like, oh my God, this is kind of cringy. Not going to lie.
Well, every actor is cringy. If even like, when, what was it? Dude from Fast is Vin Diesel. When he came. And when they did that little promotion at one show one time for that horrible Fast and the Furious game, they was like all out of place. It was, I know, they was all out of place, and they was like, "What do we do now?" Okay, cut the commercial. And it's like, oh, y'all just.
I thought with Nicolas Cage, like the dye job that they did in his hair just made it unnatural because his face looked like he was 70, but his hair looked like he was in his teens, and I'm just kind of like, dude, just accept the fact that you're almost pushing 65, 70 years old. Just accept it.
His face was tight. He was like.
It was rather tight.
Botox.
It was.
That's all I'm gonna say is Botox.
That face was tight, boy. His skull was like.
Just look at the neck. That's how you can tell.
Dude, he was rough. Like, he's just really rough. Like you see normal pictures of him. It's kind of like when they do with the Undertaker, right? The Undertaker is gray as gray can be. Like he, like a Kevin Nash gray. When he comes back and he's just like. you can't help but think Back in Black from AC/DC every time he comes back, because it's just, dude. But Nicolas Cage, he did look rough. He really did.
Yeah, he did look rough. So let's start talking about the show though. So everybody kind of give it like 7, almost 8. Okay, let's start with the big stuff. My big game on the show. I'm so happy for it. That Spider-Man 2 got a release date, October 20th, y'all. Spider-Man 2 gets a release date, and the cover is simply amazing. You got Miles and you got Spider-Man on the cover. And I told you, I'm telling you, everybody, people say they sold too much. No, that was just a small portion. Do you know how powerful the PS5 is? Do you know how big this game is? It's going over 3 boroughs in New York City. Yep. I mean, this game is going to be huge. All new powers, I say full processing power, but they tapping into the speed of the PlayStation 5. They left the 4 alone, so now we're finally making that transition. The only negative news is the limited edition. Yes, is coming with a digital code steelbook, no disc. But I say it like this: a lot of first-party Sony games did not come with come with disc in a steelbook. And I've been thinking about this. Those games sell so many. It'll be easy just to get a replacement disc later on, like on Black Friday and something like. So on those, I'm not pissed or mad about, because I got the Street Fighter 5. I know, and Retro Neonets got the same one. It came with a physical disc. It came with a nice physical disc on Street Fighter 6, not 5. 6. I'm sorry. Still thinking about 5, but I think this is a Sony thing, and I think they know, because those games are not limited. They're gonna sell so many. So yeah, you can turn around and get a disc later on.
Yeah.
What do you think about Spider-Man 2?
But is it worth?
I think it's gonna be a phenomenal game.
Yeah, it's gonna be worth it, because the statue from the first was great, and I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I love Spider-Man. That's my favorite superhero. It's gonna have that Venom, and they're gonna have Miles and Spider-Man fighting. It says a 16-foot statue, so the statue is gonna be probably about this size. It's gonna be pretty big. Yeah. Not big, but it's gonna be pretty decent size. And the box is gonna be good. You get everything in there, so I think it's gonna be worth the $2.
I want to get it. I was talking with Neo earlier. I was like, I want to get it, but
yeah, I think they get
the game is not the question. It's whether you're going to get the collector's edition or not. Yeah. And personally, I go for the big collector's editions. I mean, like, I don't flinch when they're like, $250, especially if they have a statue or something like that. So from my perspective, it's a go if I'm lucky enough to get in there and get one.
I think you'll be able to get one. That means it's going to be the PlayStation Store. The PlayStation Store is kind of known now not to really sell that well.
Is it going to be offered on Amazon or or Best Buy or anything, or is it only because is it going to be like a God of War situation where it's available on multiple retailers?
Don't know yet. They just said PlayStation Store. It could pop up on Amazon. Yeah, it'll be there first. It could pop up on Amazon. You never know. I mean, the God of War did. It popped up at Best Buy, and it was. And sometimes you still can catch it. It still pops up.
Are you going to be in a queue like the PS5, where you have to sit around and wait for 3 hours to get in to pre-order it?
Man, I don't
listen. I'm being honest. I don't
know. I don't know. I mean, I would say ordering collector's editions, and especially popular collector's editions, you might want to be like right there when it does it, because remember we all, me, Neo, Gamer, and so A Omega, we was trying to say Nicolas Cage. Okay, now I had to pull that back up, but we all ordered the Mortal Kombat statue, and it was hard to get, and it's still hard to get in. Did you get one?
I got an Xbox version. I wanted a PS5. So I mean, look, I'm salty as hell about that, man, because they dropped it the day they dropped it. It was Friday. It was Friday was when they did the reveal, and they said, "Hey, collector's editions are going to be limited and all that." And I was like, "All right, cool." I'm like, "All right, I'm not going to jump on it." I got until Saturday. I'll go into GameStop or someone and then GameStop's like, "Oh, we're only doing it online." I'm like, "What?" So I can't pre-order in store. They're like, "No, you can only do it online." So then when I got on, their online sold out. Walmart was the only one that had it. PS5 was sold out. Best Buy didn't have it up until after you had sent me something in a text saying, "Hey, it's up on Best Buy." By the time I got on it, sold out. I was like, "Dang!" So
it'll come back.
I do have it. Yeah,
it'll come back.
It'll
come back. Speaking, so I guess it's transitioning to Mortal Kombat 1 talk. That gameplay trailer. Woo! I'm sorry.
Fire.
Anybody who's
Fire.
listening on headphones, my goodness, y'all. Mortal
Fire.
Kombat 1. Those fatality. I mean, just Mortal Kombat has the best storytelling, the best one-on-one like story mode fighting game. Can't touch it. I'm sorry, Street Fighter 6 World Tour is great, but this is right here. It's top. It's like what they say. What they say right here? Like what they say? Top of the pop. Is that right? Is that what they say? But no, it's good. It was really good, yo.
To be honest, and kind of just chime in on Street Fighter 6 real quick, or just Street Fighter in general. If Street Fighter had that in depth of the story, it would be. I mean, it's already top tier fighting game, right?
Yeah,
it would be the fighting game of all time. Done.
Yeah.
No others. But Mortal Kombat story is what really drives that game. Because for me, it's like the replayability isn't just the fighting game, it's the story. I want to see the different combinations with characters and different outcomes, like Mortal Kombat 11. And I'm not trying to spoil it for anybody that hasn't played it, so I won't. But
go beat it, yo. It's good.
Yeah. Like
it's two outcomes.
Get two outcomes, and they left it on a cliffhanger for you to decide, and it could have went either way from midway. But they decided to go where we're at with MK1, which I'm really, really excited to see. I'm so excited. No, I'm just like,
you're taking my chick, okay?
Take your shit for 2 minutes. So.
Hey, Megan said that tag team at Kelly, he definitely had his pants doing some fatalities.
Oh my god! Pause.
And also, everybody in the chat, hey, everybody congratulate A Omega in the chat because he did close on his brand new home. He is a homeowner, part of the homeowners club,
bro.
You know, so
nice.
hey, so he will be back next week because he just get all this stuff set up. He's I'm telling you guys, getting a home set up is work. And you will be tired and don't want to do anything. So hey, y'all tell him, you know. Congratulations in the chat for my man. He did good, yo. But yeah, man, the music they selected too. I went back and watched it. I mean, it was just like, dang, you know. Yeah. And they had Johnny Cage doing this, like
that was so dope.
I'm just glad that they finally got Jean-Claude Van Damme involved. Man. I mean, like that's cool.
Yeah, that's like what 3 decades.
Yeah,
3 decades of
they
trying
have tried.
To
I mean,
it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I'm
not
going to say about it, but. It's a lot of stuff, but it's a lot of stuff that could have went down. I say it to that because I know some people watching, but we'll talk about it after. But yeah, Mortal Kombat, yo, I'm buying it day one purchase. And Alex, did you get the collector's edition finally?
I did. I believe I've got a copy of both the Xbox and the PS5 versions.
How many copies you got? 4?
No, I only picked up 2, one of each. I might have a third one. I have to go back and check. I know right? It sounds horrible, but I lose track sometimes, and then I don't know, and then all of a sudden I get like all these packages delivered. I'm like, oh.
Look at me. He's like, no, I don't know. No, but hey, that's good.
Struggling for 1. This man got 3 over here, possibly 4 or 5.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look up on release day. Like, when it comes to stuff. Like, I'm on point when it comes to getting the collector's editions. Very rarely do I miss anything.
Yeah.
You know, quite frankly, I'm getting my ROG Ally this week, and I'm like, or this coming week, and I'm super excited about it. So,
what's that?
Yeah, the handheld that came out from Asus.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So I'll be talking about that next week for sure. Once I get my first impressions in.
Oh, good, man. I got so many hands. I don't need anything else. I really don't. I don't think that's for me. I'm not like, even the Steam Deck, I kind of like chilled out on for a little bit, but I'm definitely using like get on that plane.
I've got my Steam Deck too, and I like it. You know, I think that this ROG Ally is going to be very similar, just a little less bulky, and I think that the OS may be a little bit easier to play around with. Not that it's hard on the Steam Deck. It's just, you know.
Pause.
What?
You say it's hard.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just realized what I said. Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah, he's like, Oh, well, that's like,
You know, I'm sitting here trying to have an adult conversation, and these juvenile delinquents over here. Come on.
Computing error.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to give a quick heads up. If anybody's going to be at PAX West in Seattle, September 1st through 4th, I will definitely be there. I'm currently trying to convince Mr. Rightway to show up and the rest of the crew. But if anybody wants to do a meetup, I'd be happy to do it.
Hey, if I get a ticket to the Nintendo tour, whatever they're throwing, I might be there.
Yep, I went ahead. I dipped into that as well, so I will be there for all that.
We'll see. Yep, and also too, I am going to a couple places, especially in LA next month. If anybody going to be going to VidCon the week of the 20th, I will be doing a meet and greet there. Details are working out soon. I think it's that Thursday at 3. I'll let y'all know next week, but definitely gonna do that. And then next month, I'm gonna be in Chicago at a retro video game show that I will tell you more about next week. Stay on the page on YouTube, on the community page, and I'll definitely let you guys know. So one day event in Chicago is gonna be nice. I'll be looking for a lot of PlayStation greatest hits. As you know, the series is going on right now, so definitely going to go. Even Steve might be there. I don't know. He don't know if he's gonna come to Chicago for that one, but yeah, we definitely doing some stuff. But also, Steve, what do you think about Mortal Kombat? You didn't say anything about it, man. I mean, what do you think? I don't know if you.
I thought it looked good. I thought it looked a lot better than the remake of Mortal Kombat 11. Honestly, like I thought they took it, and I don't want to say they made it more realistic because I don't know how
they kind of did in a way.
But they did, right? They
Visually,
made it
great.
Yeah, like they took away some of the cartoon effects, and I don't know how to like. Mortal Kombat 11 had some like unrealistic effects, like it was almost heavy CG, like it was in
CGI.
Like you knew, like this one looked a lot real.
Brutal. It looked brutal, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if maybe real's not the word for it, but you guys know what I'm saying.
It was
like,
something. It's something that's like it's something different. It
was different.
That's saying something for MK.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of made me a little bit more excited to get this because at first when they announced Mortal Kombat 1, I'm like, oh geez, this is gonna be like Call of Duty, like right? How many times are they gonna bring out Mortal Kombat? No, listen, I mean, I'm just being honest.
I understand. Yeah,
at least fix it, make it right? So when they did that, I was like, okay. Even my son was like, man, that looks really cool. So yeah, I think I'm gonna definitely. I'm more of a Mortal Kombat fan than a Street Fighter fan. I'm sorry, Street Fighter fans.
No, that's all right. That's
sorry.
Okay.
I'm just Mortal Kombat's always just been my fighting game of choice. Now Killer Instinct all the way across the board, that's still my favorite overall. But
yeah, that's good.
no, I am excited for it. I think it's gonna be a really good. I can't wait to play it and try it. See
is
if
this
it's
game
as good
on
as it looks.
Unreal Engine 5?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
that's
why it looks so good.
Maybe that's why. Yeah.
So Street Fighter is using the RE engine. Mortal Kombat is using Unreal, and I think Tekken is using Unreal.
Yeah, I think Tekken is using Unreal as well.
Tekken is Unreal. So, but I want to just pivot a little bit. That freaking RE engine is a beast. It's a beast.
I mean, look at Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
the remake. I mean, it's just an absolute masterpiece. Like, that's the funny thing, right? Have you guys noticed the volume of high-quality games we've gotten so far in 2023? You're only halfway through the year, and we've got, banger after banger. You got Tears of the Kingdom. You've got Resident Evil 4 Remake. You've got Diablo 4. You've got Street Fighter 6. You've got Mortal Kombat coming. You've got Tekken coming. You've got Starfield coming. You've got...
we don't know about that.
But
no. Y'all are gonna hate, and y'all are gonna play the crap out of that, just like you did Elder Scrolls and every one of the other games.
You know what? I never played Elder Scrolls. I'm not. Those type of games are not the type of games I play. I still haven't bought Elder Scrolls or Elden Ring.
I'm glad that they're switching over to this Unreal Engine. I know you guys aren't really Fortnite fans, but if you look at Fortnite before Unreal Engine and then look at it afterwards, it's like a totally different game as far as aesthetics go. It takes it from being that cartoon kid game into almost comparable with a Call of Duty graphics / movement scenario.
I don't know if I would agree to go that far. I think that they could if they wanted to. I think what they've done is that they've improved the textures, the lighting, and all that stuff. It's basically turned into a showcase for the UE Engine 5, and they're still maintaining that kind of child-friendly, tween, kind of like situation, I think, with the graphics and the gameplay and everything. But I agree with you. I think that technically, if you're paying attention, they do a lot with that game, and it truly looks spectacular.
Yeah, they made it worth playing again. Like if you're an adult, to play it. But I think more and more as these games are getting this facelift. Oh no!
I mean, it's about time. I mean, it's time to leave the the 7th generation behind, or 8th? No, it's the 7th, I think. It's time to leave that PS4, Xbox One generation behind. I'm so happy that I'm not seeing PS5, PS4. No, just leave it. Let it be. PS4 had a good run. Had an amazing run. Nobody could predict the run they had. In the Switch, they said we coming for PS2, so they ain't stopping no time soon.
He said they coming for PS2. We gonna go.
They are. They want that PS2 number. They definitely do. They're coming for the PS2. They're gonna get it
too. Yeah,
they're gonna get it. They're gonna get it. I hope they don't get it.
They gonna get it.
I hope they don't get it.
Hope you don't get it.
I'll tell you one thing, that the Switch 2 is gonna be a beast.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Like, it's going to be using all the DLSS and all the other cool stuff. So I'm like, all right, that's awesome. Let's go ahead and get this.
Has Nintendo officially confirmed that?
No, they never.
I was going to say, I didn't think so, because I still hold out and say we're not going to hear it or see an announcement until 2025 at least.
Oh, no. I think that it's coming out in spring of 2024. That's my prediction.
I don't think so. They're making too much money with this.
I think it's at least going to be November 2024. If 2024 is on the calendar, it's going to be summer, not spring. It's going to be summer.
Yeah, I would agree. It'll be a March release to coincide with the original release of the Switch.
I don't think Nintendo care about that no more. They don't do that no more. They're so unpredictable. Just look what they just put out last week. And
what they'll do is it'll be after Christmas. They'll have a showcase in like February or April. February or January. And then when they do that, they'll be like, oh, and by the way, we've got a new Switch coming in, and this is what it's going to do. But we're not getting rid of our other Switch. We're just going to drop the price, and we're going to do this. So it's still going to hit those PS2 numbers, but they're going to have, because there's been a lot of clamoring for people. Like, I want a more powerful Switch. You've already got the ROG Ally coming out next week. You've already got the Steam Deck. Who knows? You got the Sony handheld that's coming. I mean, come on, Nintendo.
Well, that Sony handheld is not really handheld. It's just it's just
an extra screen with a controller, basically. I mean,
Sony
I get
trying
it.
to get that money anywhere they can. I can't hate on that, and I think I'll get one.
I mean, whatever.
I think I'll get
like if
one,
you only have one TV, it's a perfectly reasonable solution.
It's not $3,500. We'll talk about something later on in the show. We'll talk about that later on in the show.
Oh my gosh!
But also too, here's some cool games. And also Spider-Man's coming this year. Another game's coming this year. I like this series. Like a Dragon Gaiden is coming November. Have anybody played Like a Dragon series or the Yakuza series? Anybody in here?
I have. I played a few of the games. I mean,
I fiddled with it.
Yeah, it wasn't anything I finished. I mean, the story's cool. It's
it's
very movie-esque.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's so Japanese though.
Yeah, I love it, man.
I know. I love it.
I watch a lot of
Japanese
shows in Japanese, so it's
I like the Japanese. What's that show that's on HBO Max where it's like a like it takes place where the dude's a journalist and he's all up in the Yakuza and in their business and everything.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
Anyway, that show is absolutely spectacular, and that's what the the Yakuza games kind of remind me of.
Yeah, I get that vibe.
Dude, if you guys have not seen the show, I mean, seriously, like it needs to be on your next to watch, and you'll be like, "Thanks, Gamer MD. That was the right prescription."
That's the right prescription. What do y'all think? Okay, right. Think about the right prescription. What do y'all think about this new John Carpenter Toxic Commando revealed? Another zombie game.
Dead Rising.
Yeah, Dead Rising. I know it's Dead Rising. Yeah, it's Dead Rising with John Carpenter. I mean, it's a good play. I mean, it's coming out, And then we got a new. I didn't say new Dragon Ball game, but the creator Akira Toriyama bringing Sandland as a new action game. From Bandai Namco, which they always partners. I didn't see this coming out, but as soon as I saw the art style, I said Akira Toriyama. I knew that it was him. Blue Dragon. He haven't did something like this different on the console since Blue Dragon. It's always been Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball and Dragon Warrior, but this is a new one because the last new title that he did was Blue Dragon, and Blue Dragon was really good. So for him to put his stamp of approval on the game, I think it lists credits. This game may be good. What do y'all think about this?
Man, Blue Dragon is a game I'm still trying to find a clean copy for on my Xbox.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I got
every time
copies, baby, all kinds of them.
You ain't gonna let me get one, Alex. That's the problem, man. You telling me
That's
all
why.
this.
That's why
Let me
he's
dangle
telling
this
you
carrot in front of you. I got 7 of them. You can't have one.
We can't have these games.
No, you know what's really funny? I've got a friend. He's Swedish, and he lives. He's a game journalist in Sweden, and the limited edition controllers they had for CF3. So I picked up 2 of those, and he's like, "I will give you my firstborn child for one." And I'm like, "Nah, I ain't trying to take care of another kid."
That controller's expensive now, ain't it?
Oh, I mean, well, not only are they, I don't even know what they're going for right now. I mean, not like they're for sale or anything.
Yeah,
but
I just told you I got this right here.
No,
Alice
but
did everything.
it's stellar, man. Look, hey, y'all all collect. I collect too. I just collect differently than you guys.
No, you do. You collect.
I'm that dude that's like, I'll buy a case of something, and then 16 years later, I'll be like, oh, and by the way, it's like I got this stuff in my thing, and people are like, oh my god, you got what? And I'll be like, is it worth a lot? And they're like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, yeah, of course it is. I ain't selling shit.
That's why he's showing his face, y'all, right now.
Oh my god.
You see him?
No, you can come to PAX West. I'll be happy to show you my face at PAX West.
He said, I'd be happy to show.
I think you need to get like a puppet and set it right there, right in the middle of the screen.
Well, honestly, I'm gonna get a little animated video, like something. I'm working on something. Just you guys hang tight.
He works for
I still haven't
CIA,
gotten
so
my
we
channel
can't.
up and running yet. So y'all just be chill.
Be chill. All right, so a lot of stuff came through. A lot of great announcements. We're at Summer Game Fest. The biggest ones, and it was a fake out. I like how it was a fake out because first they showed Final Fantasy Mobile, and I don't know it's gonna be a beta and stuff like that. And it was weird. It looked like Final Fantasy 7, but it was like that chibi type of gameplay looked like. And then it looked like Crisis Core, and then it jumped back to the chibi. I was like, okay, I'm confused. Like, what is this? And I was like, is this coming to the Switch? Because like, this is perfect for the Switch. And then it said mobile, and I was like,
you heard the crowd. They didn't. They were like,
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
They gave it a golf clap. They were like, next.
and then what's so funny? Then what Jeff Keighley said, yes, and then we got some more news for everybody got real hype, and then he said like something for like Chili's or something, or something, whatever was that? Was it Chipotle or something? I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
DoorDash.
Chipotle. Okay, yeah, DoorDash, yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody, oh, I'm sorry. Everybody like, I'm sorry, I got you. And then at the end, they closed it out with that Final Fantasy Rebirth trailer, and I was like, God damn! I was like, 2 discs.
Man, when they dropped, they just nonchalant dropped that like 2 discs right under like bloop bloop, and they disappeared. I'm like, wait, what did it just say? I'm like, 2 discs.
I don't think it's
That's you're gonna need like a hard drive or an SSD M2 just for Final Fantasy.
Yes.
You're gonna be like swapping the M2s out of your
The
PS5.
whole
Dude.
PS5 is gonna need just one game. You're gonna have to delete everything and put it on your external hard drive.
I want to put all my PS4 games back on the PS4.
It's crazy.
I don't think this is going to be a data disc because the first one was a data. You see, I'm country. A data disc. I'm gonna say I'm country. Data disc. It was a data disc. It was a data disc. But you know what? It's 2 discs. I'm like, God dang. If it says,
man.
Listen, if you get to the end of the first, it said, please insert this too. I'm gonna lose it.
Bro, if they did that, oh my God! If
I
they
will
took us
lose it.
all the way back to the PlayStation 1, and they're like, please insert disc 2 to complete. Like, oh my God, that's so great!
I might start crying. I'll be like, oh.
That, like, I remember there was a couple articles that followed the following day, but like, oh, first modern gen game to have 2 discs that are for the game and not some.
Each of those discs hold up to 100 gigs, so you're looking at at least a 200 gig, close to 200 gig game.
That's insane.
That's
I have
gonna
a
be
question
insane.
though.
Yeah.
Didn't like this whole entire thing with like the intelligent design of the memory substructure and like the PS5 and blah 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 is supposed to decrease the size of these games so that you could fit. You know, basically the install sizes would be smaller. Wasn't that like one of the big selling points of the next gen consoles?
I heard
Maybe this
something.
game's
Like,
that
I
big.
heard something like that, but is it ever like that? I
Yeah.
mean,
No, I mean it's just marketing
go-
hyperbole is what it comes down to.
oh, yeah, it's like saying, "Hey, we got more megapixels." It's just like that. That's what it is, you know.
Yep.
Like I always use the example of Metal Gear Solid 4. I mean, that game's still stuck on the PlayStation 3, and it was like one of the most like ingenious but big game on the PS3 ever. And you can't. I don't know what's with that game. I don't know. Just I just don't know why it can't be ported over. Technology, source code, what? But yeah, I think it's one of those issues. That's really crazy that that's going to be. We have this big game like that, unless they know something that we get a bigger PS Slim is going to be like bigger, faster, or something.
No.
Maybe
No, they'll have
It's
a
gonna-
mid-gen refresh, I think, but
they're going to have to have a mid-gen refresh.
I think they'll go pro before they go slim.
Yeah, I mean, Pro. I'm sorry, Slim.
I-
Pro, I'm
The
sorry.
reason I say that is because with these games coming out that we're seeing with mega storage, and they really want us to get off this physical media, they got to come out with a pro that has this massive storage. I mean, we're talking terabytes.
Yeah, and not us going out and buying the external stuff and install it
Exactly.
ourselves.
Like I almost see
Like-
like a 15 or 20 terabyte PS5 Pro coming out more so than a Slim. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I'm just thinking like
Yeah,
with
there's
these
no
heavy
way,
hitter
bro.
games coming, you almost need.
you're
it.
not getting a 15 or 30. There's no way.
They're going to try to hit that 8K and try to do something. I think that the Pro is going to be
No,
Pro.
8K.
you got no
I'm
TVs
telling
that
you,
can handle
PlayStation
that.
6 will be 8K. It won't be PlayStation 5 or PlayStation.
You said
5
6K
Pro.
ain't going to be no 8K?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's too early, but you know, 8K is a
Yeah,
marketing thing. Nobody's doing 8K right now, so it is a
Bro,
It's a
we just
marketing
got
thing.
to the point where 4K TVs are mainstream.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, it's
Standard.
forever. It's standard. Yeah, it is standard. There's so many good things coming out next year. This next year is going to be really good. Oh, did y'all like? Well, it's moving Final Fantasy, but what about the Twisted Metal clip we got to see? My boy
That
Samoa
looks
Joe playing Sweet Tooth, and I looked at like, dang, that's Samoa Joe. But what tripped me out is Samoa Joe is Sweet Tooth, but it's another voice. It's being a voice actor. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That just kind of threw me off as a wrestling fan. It's like, what? Why? Huh?
I guess they don't
They
like the
pulled
way Samoa Joe sounds.
I guess
Pulled
they
the Darth
don't.
Vader. They just pulled the Darth Vader. James
Yeah,
Earl
they
Jones.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. You think this series on Peacock going to be good? I mean, it's on Peacock, so like we ain't going to.
No,
lose
it's
it.
going to be
Paying for it.
absolute trash. It's going to be Halo all over again.
Oh, Halo was trash. Halo. Did they have Master Chief have sex or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he honestly,
did.
all I know is that
Okay.
he showed his butt cheeks to people or something, and I don't know what the story is. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn because it doesn't even.
Hey,
I
real
have zero
quick,
interest.
real quick in the chat room, they're saying I forgot about that. PS5 box does say 8K.
Yeah, it does say AK on it. Yeah, it does.
Well, so
I
does
was gonna say they
yeah.
usually go 4,
It sure
8,
as hell
and then
does.
12.
Yeah, I know it says AK on it. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I
So
think
that's
the
what I
Xbox
think-
Series Xbox does the same thing too. I mean, they say it. It's even imprinted on the chip. But I mean, they're not. That's not. There would be like one game that's like 8K and playable. I mean, they can barely do 4K and 30 frames a second in half the games.
I agree with you. I like with the whole 4K being mainstream right now. I don't think you really need anything higher. We don't have the bandwidth even to really circumvent that. But
Facts.
yeah, I think that if they're going to go in with a pro, they have to go all in. Like this is 8K and it's backwards compatible. Like they have to be
No,
all.
I think that's going to be the PlayStation 6. I think the Pro is just going to
Could be.
be a beefier version of the PS5, as is very similar to the PS4 Pro in terms of that level of increase. Because what will end up happening is when it comes down to the manufacturing facilities and like the die sizes that they use, they're going to be they're going to be able to shrink everything down, make it more efficient, less heat, and therefore they can cram more transistors in there, and that's kind of the rinse and repeat. And so they will take advantage of it, but you can't make an 8K console mid-gen refresh because then you're going to split your player base. Because the people who don't migrate over to it, how are they going to play the other games? Are you going to make them one for 8K
I
and
get
one
it,
for 4K?
but that's kind of like but that's kind of like Nintendo going from 720p to the OLED, which is
Yeah.
1080,
And I mean,
and that's a mid.
it'll be
that's
an
a mid-
extra option because remember when Xbox 360 started doing HD and everybody started getting HD TVs? It still played on regular tube TVs, but everybody like, I need to get me an HD TV. I need to get me an HD TV, and then this might make Sony go like, hey, guess what? We got an 8K TV for the PlayStation 5, and they're gonna sell them because they do have a PlayStation TV out there.
As long as it ain't like their 3D TV that died on me after like having it for 4 months.
Oh
no.
yeah, that 3D TV
Transmission
was
went out
trash.
on that thing.
Shoot, that I wish I still had it because it died and they wouldn't replace it or fix it or anything. So I ended up throwing it out. But
That was
yeah.
that was a bad deal because
I
they
have a
tried to do
question.
so much stuff on that.
Did you guys notice that the new Avatar movie was released in 3D? What TVs are you supposed to use that on?
that's a good point. That was a fad. You had to hurry.
Yeah,
I
3D
mean, I'll be
was
honest, the 3D TV crave happened because of the original Avatar, right? Like, that was it.
was it?
But it's like, and you know, the technology's gotten so good, literally it would cost them nothing to add 3D TVs. Why did they get rid of it?
Because they didn't catch on. It was too much work.
Yeah, but I mean,
People want to put all that extra stuff on their face, and it didn't work. It was a fad. People like us bought it and used it, but mainstream didn't do it. You can't get mainstream to buy and latch on. It's not going to work. Like,
Yeah,
but the
that's-
point is,
that's
it
not a
doesn't cost
perfect thing.
anything to add the technology. Like, it literally costs nothing.
yeah, but average people don't know that. Average people
Yeah,
don't
but
know
it
that.
doesn't affect the price. Why would they
Well,
care? I mean,
they're
how
not
many people do you
advertising
know
it
how many of you guys know somebody who has an actual properly calibrated Atmos setup? But they still
Probably
advertise it
nobody.
on the receivers and they still advertise it on the TV all the time.
I
So
know somebody, not me though.
Not me. I'm not.
Not me, I know
Yeah,
somebody.
Let me put that out there. No, it's not me.
Not
Oh
me.
yeah,
But
yeah.
my
I would
point
love-
is,
I would
there's like
love
a
that.
handful of people. There's like a
I would
handful of
love
people
that.
who have a proper setup, yet they still do that shit.
Well, so
Yeah.
so can I ask this then? With all this going on,
Mhm.
why hasn't Sony and Microsoft jumped in? And maybe this is for another subject, another question. Why did they jumped into the smart TVs instead of creating these boxes like PlayStation TV and Xbox TV? Build it in like Apple TV and Roku into these smart TVs and let people play their consoles in other rooms. Just have it built right into the TV.
Because I
Because-
think.
Okay, go ahead.
I
No,
thought
no,
that
don't say-
Sony
go,
has that in
go.
their own branded TVs, though, don't they? Don't you have a remote play built into
Yeah,
Sony Bravia TVs?
but go ahead and then I think so. Go ahead and ask.
I think what we're getting ready to see, and this kind of goes back. I know we're not jumping into the whole Apple thing with their $3,500 joint that they got going on.
Not
But I
yet.
think-
Not yet.
Not yet.
That's it.
Not
We
yet.
don't-
But
wait a minute.
I'm not gonna push there. But I think that is where the immersive experience in terms of visual movies and content in general will eventually go. It's consolidated. Everyone in the house can watch it, at right here. You don't have to worry about fumbling around with large devices in the house.
That's a good point.
I think that could potentially be the future of what, and then as technology gets better, I mean, it's going to look like a pair of glasses. I mean, right now you've got a pair of Ray-Bans out there that can record in,
That's what Google
420p.
Glasses was.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's not
Yeah.
very good, and it can only record at 30 seconds a pop. But I mean,
Yeah.
but eventually the technology, in the next 10, 15, 20 years, whatever,
Mhm.
we'll get to that point to where it's a real consolidated piece of hardware where you don't need an 80-inch TV, flat screen TV anymore. You don't need
You a lie? You absolutely need an 80-inch TV. I ain't trying to hear none of that treachery, none of that false
Yeah, I
news.
disagree with you on that one.
Blasphemy.
Because I got a
Blasphemy.
I got a 70-inch back here.
97-inch TV that's so damn big that I can't even fit it onto a wall. I'm like, nah, you
Dude.
got to use the easal to watch that son of a gun.
He
Dude,
gonna
you know
get
what
one
I'm
of them
saying?
bendable
100
TV so he can get to curve around that one edge corner in the room just so he can get it.
Hey,
I
hey,
mean,
I
yeah,
almost
don't be
pulled
like, ain't nobody gonna be sitting there and like, I'm watching a movie with my visor on. Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna
I
happen.
agree with that because
There's a
I see
reason
the
why movie
same-
theaters exist, because
I said
people
the
want to
same
go
thing
and they
with
want to
the 3D
experience that
glasses.
gigantic screen. They want the popcorn in their face. They want
Yep.
the gummy bears. They want the Coke. They want the screaming kids. They want all that experience when they go see the movie so they know what's up. And so, I mean, don't get me wrong. If I'm on an airplane or a train or I'm
Yes.
like in the passenger seat, yeah, give me my virtual whatever and I'll sit there and I'll watch some things. But don't give me some bulky ass piece of crap like 13-pound headset. I mean, like, I'm wearing a helmet. It's like, just imagine what you look like when you're sitting there going, oh my God, this Game of Thrones is so good. And it's like, people are just basically like, what is going on with that
Hey,
dude, man?
hey,
He's like flipping out.
Save it for later.
My bad.
Say that hate for later.
I unleashed the beast. My bad.
Yeah, at least we gonna say that for later. We're gonna talk about that. But no, what I think is to answer Steve, I think all these
I'm enjoying the stream in VR. Don't worry about me.
Look at him. Oh,
my God.
Hilarious.
Oh,
Hey, just for the record, this is me sober. Just letting you know that.
I know. Oh, yeah. We had to be X-rated after a while. You've been drinking.
We can keep it R or NC-17.
No,
It doesn't have to be X-rated.
No, I ain't X-rated, but that's good. But no, I can't be X-rated.
No.
But no, what I think is like each company, like Sony, Microsoft, even Samsung, all these people are doing. It's like they have so many divisions that the right hand don't know what the left hand is doing. Like they'll release a TV. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. You didn't ask us. We wanted to put Xbox in a little stick or something, you know? Because Xbox is trying to move to this. This is what Xbox is trying to move to.
Yeah,
they're trying to move to this right here.
Yep.
Slide this into a computer or a USB drive or a USB-C, and then Game Pass forever. That's what they're trying to move to. But speaking of TVs and stuff, remember when? Well, I guess we all here remember when we first had this first smart TV. You know, when Blu-ray first came out, it was like $1,000, weighed like 40 pounds, and it was like that transition, that Xbox 360 generation transition was very important in so many ways because downloads, indie games, HD TV, movies on the go, all of that kind of stuff that we've been wishing for is here. That I wish Xbox would get back to, and I kind of think they forgot about that stuff. They just went, acquisition, and then forgot about all the games and developers, and then Nintendo and PlayStation came in and said, "Hey, come over here." But but I think the AK will be there. Hold on. I'll give you a minute. But I think the 8K will be here quicker than we think. It is a couple 8K sets out there. They're super expensive, but it's the option. Like it still will play good in 4K, 6K, but you get 8K, you get all this good stuff. Just like when Xbox was pushing 120 hertz and all that kind of stuff. We don't hear that back then no more. Now we got 240 and all that kind of stuff. HDR, all that stuff is just if you're a techie like all of us or a gamer, and you get all that kind of stuff, and you get that, and you have that, you will have that experience. But Joe Blow in the college room don't care about that. He just want to play, give me an Xbox, let me play something real quick, and I'm done. Or play Call of Duty, man, Gears of War, all that kind of stuff. I want to play all this kind of stuff. They don't worry about that. Spider-Man, or give me a Switch. So it's really a small subset of a subset that AK is for us, because Sony always do that. Sony always been doing that. They always like, we give you this generation right here, but hey, if you can do this right here and pay for it, and then beta test all that stuff, it's there for you. But go ahead, get a hot take. What's up,
Alex? Hot take. PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 generation. One of the biggest selling points for the PlayStation 3 was the fact that it had a Blu-ray player built into it. Had it not had a Blu-ray player, I don't think that it would have done as well as fast.
No.
That was my Blu-ray player. Was my PS3.
That was my Blu-ray player because
people's parents were buying them as Blu-ray players.
I think we talked about that. Like we said, damn, this thing is too expensive, but we're gonna get it anyway because we were sitting in line about it that same night at GameStop.
Yes, sir.
Yep, we got it the same night.
But
we walked out there like,
dang. Compared it to a Blu-ray player, and you're like, oh, this is $400 cheaper than a Blu-ray player.
And it play games,
And it plays games, exactly.
And also then they had that problem where they lost the license for a little while for the DualShock, and they just had the 6-axis, and then they had to get it like 6 months later, and then they had it.
Yep.
So it was like a
but I think that was part of their marketing. Their marketing was
that wasn't marketing.
The parents get the Blu-ray player, the kids get the video game console, and one console.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Well, if you remember when it first dropped, Microsoft and Sony were going at it in terms of the PS3 and the Xbox.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, and I remember early on, I remember talking to someone, they were like, who do you think is going to win? I was like, Sony's going to win this. They're like, well, how do you know? I'm like, you have an external device that you got to hook in. That's just too much moving parts. You got something that's already built in. Just put your disc in, go. You don't have to worry about all the extras. Sony's got it on by a mile. Blu-ray technology is just far more superior than what Microsoft was trying to do there.
I want an HD DVD to win. I really did.
It had its time for 2.5 seconds, and then after that, it was a wrap. So
it's the VHS Betamax,
Pretty much.
discussion, basically.
pretty much.
Hey, just give me
Yeah.
Laserdisc and I'll be happy.
Yeah. Hey, the community is still alive, man. Laserdisc is still strong, and it's still got
I want
good
to
audio.
carry around them big discs. Come on now.
but you know what? Sony's done. I think Figsy said it earlier in the chat that PS1 was a cheap CD player.
Yeah,
which
it
is
was.
true.
He said that it's a
Which
cheap
was
CD player.
true, man.
Yeah,
I
it was.
remember that. I remember putting DVD or not DVDs, but CDs in and playing some tunes or whatever. But then when Xbox introduced that you could put your music on and play your music behind your game sometimes, and they took it away.
Yeah,
Took it away.
They were the MP3 box.
bro. They were the Napster of video games. The LimeWire.
I was getting everybody's CDs and say, hey man, let me borrow your CD for a day and just download to my Xbox. I was doing that so much because I was like, and then the music industry like, hold on, son, Xbox, what y'all doing? Hold on, and then they took that feature away. I was like, that's so good. That G-Box, I remember playing it during I think you still can do it, like during Burnout Paradise or some different games. You can search your own tracks and stuff. I'm like,
this game was so much better, man.
But speaking
but
about
look how awesome everything is now. Like you literally have your, Apple Music or your Spotify, and it's playing as a soundtrack to your game, streaming, flawlessly. You can, change the volume to whatever you need it to be. All that stuff. And if it hadn't been for what they did in the last couple of generations, we wouldn't have that right now. So I'm very grateful to the integration of all that tech into our boxes.
Pause.
Goofy, bro.
But no, I want to go back. I want to circle back to the PlayStation 1 because in the PlayStation Pursuit, we introduced. I got a brand new PlayStation 1 kiosk, and in that PlayStation 1 kiosk is the first release of the PlayStation 1. And what's so special about that? That is the one that has the best audio files or audio player on the PlayStation 1. It's the one that has like the composite or component, which is the red, yellow, and blue. Composite. What's that? Composite. So it has that. If you can find that PlayStation 1, I forgot what model. I think it's model 1001 or 1000 series. That is if you an audio file, they ain't got bugs in my room. What the heck did it come from? Anyway, it got I was like this little gnat is like this over here just bugging in my
all
face.
them fruity pebbles he leaves laying around his room.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it. But that's the best like audio player of the PlayStation. It's really good. And then they took that out of the PlayStation in the next series. But so if you can find one of those, get one of those. Those things are nice, especially if you love music and that system.
I wanted to give a quick shout out to the Iron Sheik, rest in peace. He just died a couple of days ago, and I just
Bubba, I'll make you humble. He ain't take no shit from nobody, boy. He was hilarious. Iron Sheik, yeah, man, that was a dude.
The big jabroni in the sky.
He would tell, he always talking about he'll make somebody humble, and just go look it up. He said, if you in whatever, he was hilarious. He was good. That dude was strong too. That dude was strong. He didn't when he was like in shape. You didn't mess with that dude. That dude was just.
I mean, wasn't he an Olympian? Like,
yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, Olympian. He came over here. It was an immigrant, made himself, famous and stuff. I mean, talking about like starting from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah,
hey,
facts.
You could. That should be for anybody. You want to do anything, YouTube. You want to start a business, all kind of stuff, man. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself and be true to you, and the people will come to you. I'm a witness to that. The right people will be in your life, and you can make it. Anything you want to do is here. Just do it. Like
what Steve's trying to say is, brother, train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins. Because what you gonna do when Mr. Right Way runs wild on you?
That's good. I'm not even gonna mess with that. That's good. That was a good one.
We just cut Steve a promo, man. Well done.
Yeah.
Hey, Solar there says, rest in peace to the original creator of the jabroni. A jabroni. that was great. Man, but let's get into the talk, because I know Steve want to talk about this. And also we got some examples of it because it's gonna be hot. This week, y'all, Apple set the world on fire. On fire. Oh my goodness, I never saw so much backlash to Apple before, but Apple introduced their new headset called the Apple Vision Pro, and the price $3,500. Woo!
Oh, you can't go on that without saying Microsoft's too. So before we come,
No, we're talking about that. But like early in the week, like I'm gonna show it. But the initial shock, because a lot of people been waiting for this thing for Apple, because Apple always like sit back and wait. What is people going to do? And then it's an augmented reality VR computer headset, but it won't go on sale to next year. So if you want to save up $500 to like next year, you probably can get you one. With that being said, y'all, Microsoft, I just found this out last week myself. Microsoft also have their same thing right here called the HoloLens 2 right here. Let's look at this.
HoloLens.
Not Halo. I'm sorry. HoloLens.
I'm over here thinking Master Chief. You keep saying Halo.
Yeah, I know Halo.
Wait. Go back up. Let's look at that guy. So Microsoft's targeting the working man, the guy, the blue collar. That's what they're targeted. Look at that. You could picture that guy being a welder or something, right?
Yeah.
And then Apple's targeting like your CEOs and your doctors and your everybody. You see how that works?
He got the Tony Stark action going on right there. He's in the workshop going
That's
at it
100%.
interactive.
So look at this right here though. It says this HoloLens 2, I mean, I guess I can. Oh, here we go. There we go. Got it up. This thing looks nice for $3,500 though, right?
If you
wait, this is 35 as well.
This is 35 as well.
About the same
35.
price.
I would buy the Apple product. I am not going to lie, because Apple comes with that. Yeah, because $3,500, right? $3,500 is basically a Honda Civic. You can get you a Honda Civic for $3,500, but we know people are going to buy this. I mean, you two start doing better, I might buy this.
Apple made the VR headset to resemble Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's where they got their marketing from. You could see.
You think so?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
If you go back to the original Gene Wilder film, where Mike TV puts them on, they look exactly like those glasses.
Yes, that's
the same.
Mike
minus
TV.
the white on the lens. But then if you go ahead to the Johnny Depp,
here it is.
The Johnny Depp movie, he kind of has the circular look with him.
This Apple Vision Pro, y'all. Look at this joint. I mean, I'm going so fast, but
I want to try these.
Okay, hold on. Now, Steve, I know you're an Apple fanatic, right? Are you buying this thing?
No. I am a big Apple fan, but these I think are overpriced. But my curiosity with these is there's still elements of all these VR headsets that I have that I get motion sickness in some form with it. When I first saw these, I was like, dude, I want this. And then when they said the price tag, I was like, yeah, I don't want this.
It's the Apple curse, though, right? Like their first generation products always. I'm kind of like, I'm gonna wait for the third generation of this.
I agree with you on that. I'm gonna wait. I'm past that. I have to have the latest and greatest. In fact, I just upgraded my iPhone to the 14 Pro Max. I had the 12 because I got it for free. I don't want to pay for a phone this year.
And look at this. It says but you have to give it to Apple because the engineers are freaking dope. Because look, you doing this with your finger and doing all this kind of stuff, and it is pause. Here we go. It is a nice machine, but $3,500. God dang! I just go ahead and buy me like a PlayStation 5 and VR.
Wait till the games come out for it.
That's what I was going to ask. This is what I'm going to ask to the group. Like for someone like myself and Steven, like I get motion sickness for VR.
Yep.
Like first 10-15 minutes in, I am like queasy and I'm done.
Agreed
for the day. I can't. That's why I don't mess with VR at all. Virtual reality at all. So my question is what kind of technology are these companies putting in for the potential gamers that want to shift?
Well, I think that because it's augmented reality, first and foremost, you're going to have less of an issue with that because you still have frame of reference in terms of what you can see through the lens, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think
But
it's
it's
going to
also
minimize.
it's like
going to minimize.
they had okay. I was watching Marcus Brownlee stuff, and with that little vision thing, they said they got something for like that shot. It was like from Player Ready One, where they put that little shot that zoom in, and then they go in. You can look inside it when they put it up, and the camera goes around and zoom into the headset. So I don't know what they're trying to do because let's be really honest, everybody's tried a headset. It really hasn't taken off. This is kind of one of those things that it's a computer, but it's not a need. It's a want. I love Apple products, but it took me forever to get an Apple Watch, to upgrade my Apple Watch. Remember the Apple Pro, the Apple Watch, the first one, the gold one? I mean, they only made one thing. They still ain't doing that no more. That's still outdated.
Steve, you remember, I was one of the people that got selected for Google Glass. I had Google Glass for almost,
you got Google Glass.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
The biggest thing for that was when people would be like, "Can I try it?" When I'd be walking around. My wife hated it because we'd be at a store for like 3 hours because everybody wanted to try Google Glass.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I went into notification overload. Like it started to make me crazy. Like I had to wear it, and then I felt like I'm getting notifications
like Minority
on my watch,
Report,
my eyes, my phone, and I'm just like, like you're going crazy.
That's crazy. It is crazy.
And like I can't see this going back to the conversation we had earlier about watching a movie at somebody's house. Are you going to buy a $3,500 VR headset so people can watch movies at your house? Kind of like what we said about $100 3D glasses to watch a 3D movie at something.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that.
Yeah, you're not going to do that. And this is a personal experience. Because if you had this on and people come over your house, they're going to want to try it on. And way things with COVID set everything up, how you going to get this display into the stores? How people going to try it? Is the lines going to be long? It just it's so damn confusing. And
people going to trust me, just buy it.
Yeah, trust me, just buy it. Because and try to explain buying VR on a PlayStation is hard, or buying a MetaQuest is very hard because
did you get sick from the Virtual Boy? I see you put it in there. You have any of you guys that had a Virtual Boy?
No, I didn't get sick, but I did. I didn't get sick. No,
Yeah.
I didn't get sick, but I got cautious. Let me not play it like this because that was the time I was like, I was gaming hard.
Sure.
So I was like, I don't know. I knew a lot of my friends did, and that's the whole thing.
All that red and black was just no.
It's too bright.
Yeah.
Like I think someone Carter said it. Headaches, seizures, all that. Like so,
I never played it. I never tried it because it was like $25. It was $25 on clearance. I wish I would have bought it at the time at KB Toys.
Man.
But everything I saw, I'm like, why would I want to play this like red and black dingy, like you can barely see it type of thing?
Mm-hmm. But it has some good games on it. Really good games.
No, right. Well, hindsight's 2020, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking, because like you were saying you got motion sickness from it, and it's only certain games. Like I could play Horizon,
the Techno Boss.
I could play it for hours. I mean, hours, and I don't even know what time it is. I don't get sick. I put Resident Evil in. 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, get this thing off me.
Yeah, for me, it's first-person shooters, right? So for when I first began playing Halo, it was really bad. I had to build a tolerance for my motion sickness playing Halo. So it's only for first-person shooters. So every time I play a new
everybody's taking Dramamine.
Well, I mean, I shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to.
I gotta take medication so I can play on my console.
Yes,
Exactly.
And it's an unfortunate side effect. It's an unfortunate side effect that I picked up from my mom because that's what caused her to stop playing video games was
The motion sickness.
So as she started on the NES, and as we progressed into the Super NES, that's when all the newer side-scrolling games came out. And then by the time Nintendo 64 came out, she's like, "I'm done. I can't do it." She was
so
in the bathroom.
So Gomer Ammer says that
Gamer Aimer. Why you?
No, it's Gomer Ammer. That's what she said last night. It's Gomer.
Oh, did she? I was
Inside
Gomer
joke. No.
No, I know. Like I'm saying, I forget.
But
Y'all was
she
messing
said
with her last night.
she would get
Yeah, she said she was. Yeah, she said she was fine with the Virtual Boy, but you played in spurts. And that's the whole thing, man. Like this VR augmented reality. It's like they're trying to do the VR and what the 3DS did. like the 3DS, I think it got 3D right. You know, I really do because it had that 3D where you didn't need glasses.
I played all the way through Majora's Mask in 3D on that. Never had a problem with it. And I
never had a problem, really. And it's really good. I think Nintendo did that right. But anytime a big company tried to tackle VR, it really didn't pan out well.
That's why I'm wondering with the with Microsoft and Apple, $3,500 headsets now. Okay,
but nobody knows about Microsoft. Nobody's talking about Microsoft.
I get it, but I'm curious to see the gameplay with
it for HoloLens. Didn't they disband the team for HoloLens?
I don't know.
That was one of the, when they cut 11,000 people, like 8,000 of them were on HoloLens. I mean, I'm joking a little bit, but like HoloLens was a big thing that they cut.
I was gonna say I thought they laid off like 1,000 employees from that. Being serious.
Yeah, it was a gigantic number of people.
I want to try one of their top. I want Apple or whoever to come out and say this is our top game for this and our top game for the HoloLens. I want to try it and see what kind of tech. If it's no better than the PSVR, we're not making any headway in the VR game. That's my point with all this.
I think they're really trying to force it. They're trying to force it. Like,
agreed.
They're really trying to fit the. Oh my gosh, we finally created something that works like the movies, like the stories we've always grown up listening to. The Ready Player Ones, the what is it? What's that movie with Keanu Reeves? That old
Matrix?
One. No, not the Matrix. No,
Matrix. I was saying Matrix.
Johnny Minority Report?
No, that's
Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Tom Cruise. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I got mixed up.
Anyway, besides that, but I'm just saying, like,
it's gotta be like Wall-E. Until I get the little hover chair and like infinite Slurpees, it doesn't count.
Well, I mean, like, for me, like, my daughter has an Oculus, and I played it. Got motion sickness, almost punched a hole in the wall because I was playing that Mike Tyson boxing game. Like, no cap, like it literally almost happened. Like, literally, I was like, no.
Yeah, stop.
I was going in. I was broke a full sweat. I'm over there ducking and weaving. I'm over here getting punched in the face. And then after I took the glasses off, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, oh my God, that can't.
Yeah.
You're like, never again.
Sit down. Never again. That's exactly what happened.
But I'd really say, you know what? The PlayStation VR is really a great experience. It's like another console. They have like another good games and stuff. I haven't bought the VR2. I may buy the VR2. I'll probably get it before the end of this year. But
I've got the VR2, and I mean it's good, but it's like
VR,
I don't VR is just not my favorite. I'll be honest. No, I mean,
I think Alex will agree. The benefits of the VR2 is not only the pass through, but also they have a setting there for sitting in your chair. Okay, yes. So you don't have to get up and like I have drop ceilings here. If I'm 6'2", I'll put a hole right through my drop ceiling. It's like 6'4", right? The ceiling height.
You don't look 6'2", man. You the same height. You be the same. 6'2". You have your wife's heels on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Listen. When I'm standing next to you and you're standing on your tippy toes trying to catch up, I see what's up there. Yeah. But seriously, though, my kids, Steve, the same experience with you with the VR1. They love playing that Astrobot game, and they don't get nauseous. Right? When Astrobot goes down that hill, I'm like, oh my gosh, I
dude. What about Wipeout? Have you played Wipeout on there? The Wipeout, the racing game?
I haven't. No, not yet. No.
Okay, if you get motion sickness, you're gonna feel that in your chest. You're gonna be like, ooh.
I can't even do the roller coaster game on level 1. Like, motion,
and that's a whole thing, man. Like this darn VR stuff, it does feel forced, and Apple seems like they're taking advantage of their fan base. Like, okay, we'll put anything out, y'all fools gonna buy it. And it's like, I don't know, man. You're not really doing good with phones right now. I mean, the watch is okay. Ever since Steve Jobs died, people are like, what are you gonna do? This is gonna be next thing. The watch wasn't really it. I mean, is this gonna be? And we could be totally wrong. It could take off, but they really have to. I mean, yeah, I like to watch too. But I'm saying, like, it's priced out for so many people. A lot of people want that experience, but $3,500. They're about a MacBook Pro. You can get a nice, fully loaded MacBook Pro for $3,500, right, Steve? Over this, man. $3,500, you can get a car. You can get so many games. It's like,
well, that's what I was gonna say. Even the gaming experience on an iPad that's sub $1,000, you're gonna get. That's what I said when I saw it. I was like, "This is great. I want." I'm thinking $500-$600. They're gonna put nope.
Well, that,
what processor? What processors in the headset? Is it the M1, M2?
No, it's an M2.
Oh, it's Apple Silicon. Yeah. So that's why
I'm gonna tell you straight up. Like, you look at what Meta's got the Meta Quest 3 coming out like this November or something,
and
like
the Meta
that.
Quest Pro and the Pro.
Well, the Pro's already out, right? And so the Meta Quest 3 will be the next consumer, grade version of their VR. I mean, until I've got 8K resolution in each lens, I don't care. I'm not interested. I want that creme de la creme. I want the best of the best. I want the thing that's been tried and true 10 generations in, then give it to me. I'm not trying to play all this experimental hardware.
Meta Quest Pro is only $1,000.
Alex, you know what? They might have heard you talking because if you see right here on the screen, 4K TV for each eye.
I said 8K. There it is. Y'all aren't listening to the words coming out of my mouth. I said 8K.
He said 8K.
Well, close enough. It's close enough.
Are you good to go?
No, but hey, Alex, do you have the Meta Pro, Meta 2, the Quest 2?
Okay, look at this. Here's a chip.
Okay. Because
So
I will say this. I will wait a second. I will say this because having the PSVR 1, VR 2, some cobbled together headsets that you can throw your phone in, and having the Quest 2, I still have the best experience on the Quest 2.
Really?
Just throwing that out there.
Is that? Do you need a computer for the Quest 2?
What?
Well, you know that Microsoft owns part of Meta. Meta's the whole entire. What was it called before Meta bought them?
Oculus.
Oculus, right? Oculus, so Microsoft owns a percentage of Oculus that then now they own a percentage of Facebook or Meta, or whatever you want to call it. So, people keep saying, "Oh, Microsoft doesn't have a headset." I'm like, they actually do. They're just not the ones in charge of doing the R&D. So, I have a feeling that at some point, because you remember when you were buying the Oculus, it came with an Xbox controller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That's the reason why it came with an Xbox controller, because Microsoft was directly involved with it. They were some of the investors. So I have a feeling that when Microsoft ever decides to come into the VR space, it'll be with MetaQuest in tow, because it'll be basically, you can use the MetaQuest 3, for example, on your Xbox Series X. And if they did that, not that I personally care, because I don't really care about VR, but that would answer that question as to what is Microsoft doing in regards to.
I'm kind of with you in the whole VR. I'm more interested in augmented reality, like the whole being able to control things, like Steve, you were talking about earlier, where you can grab things and manipulate it. I don't think anybody, if we're all honest, I don't think anybody has done that exceptional yet. They've done it where you can play, when you're playing Star Wars and you want to holster stuff, it's close. Or you're climbing a ladder, it's close, but it's not seamless with grabbing stuff when you're not playing a game. And I'm more interested in that.
This is just
how many of y'all watch Star Trek? How many of y'all watch Star Trek? Unless you give me a holodeck, I don't care. I'm not interested. If I can't take out a batleth and go to war with Worf, then I don't care.
That's in the Cadillac Escalade, if you must know. You seen the new Escalade? They got that Star Trek a console front thing. It looks just like a Star Trek. Whoa, it looks dope. But going back to your question, man, look at it. You got an M2 and an M1. I mean R1.
R1. Yeah.
That's crazy. It's a whole computer, so you're gonna have a computer thing. And good thing about Apple stuff, everything's integrated. So say you have your MacBook Pro open, it would show the MacBook Pro screen, so you'd be like, oh, okay, doing all this kind of stuff. But doing like this, man, Americans are lazy anyway, so you're gonna be tired.
I just said that. I said I don't want to do all that work. I don't want to be moving around. I don't need exercise when I mess with my electronics. I just want to sit down and relax.
You just want to play your game.
Yeah, I want to play my game. I don't want to play like this. I don't want to.
This ain't the Wii. This ain't the Wii.
That's why I sold my Wii. I only had my Wii for 3 months when it first came out. I was like, this is too much work. I was done. Metroid Prime. I was like, girl, you doing too much work with all this grappling guns and stuff. I'm like, come on, Samus, you killing me. You killing me right now. Wii Sports was about the extent of my extracurricular activities. I'm like, I already went to the gym today. I don't need to go.
Hey, everybody wrist hurts doing the Wii.
Listen, the Wii's fun for party games. Come on,
Yes.
you got people over, you playing bowling, or you want to play, like, even on the Switch, they got the new Wii Switch Sports or whatever. That's the time you play.
That's about the extent of it.
It really was fun. It really
boxing
was
is a workout. Gamer said.
How many people have blown out their TVs playing a Wii?
I haven't,
because they let the Wii Remote go.
No, I put that little Wii condom on there.
What? Oh my!
You know, I had a little Wii condom. Yeah, that little Wii.
Oh yeah.
Not a real condom, but Wii condom.
I didn't say that. I'm like, I didn't know that's what they called it. Wait a minute now.
See, like,
wait a minute. You taking it there? Hold on now.
No.
Condom on my Wii.
It was the Wii French tickler. It wasn't a condom. It was a French
Lord.
tickler.
Oh my god.
I'm putting a condom on my Wii.
There's a whole bunch of people like, what's a French tickler?
Back on topic.
Oh,
topic.
It's a good thing it's after 11 o'clock.
Right?
I know, right?
Do you know where your kids are?
Yeah.
Don't grab my Wii, son.
being
Leave it on the
corrupted.
table. Don't touch that Wii.
Stop playing with the Wii.
Me and your mom used that last
Oh
time.
my
Wii's not
goodness.
for you.
Oh
That Wii's
no!
not for you.
Pause. No, that is incorrect.
What is
That
this
is
weird-
incorrect.
Going back to the summer game, there's
Nintendo's
some
gonna
games
flag
I
this.
didn't understand. So y'all had to explain to me. I know everybody's playing Diablo 2. I haven't played it. It's not my game. But like these games like Witchfire and then Remnant 2 and then it was like another like Diablo type of game. What was that?
Path of Exile 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
explain. I guess take that on, man, Alex. What is that
So
about?
the original Path of Exile was a free-to-play game. You could buy basically packs and stuff like that to, like I think you spend up to $100 and it would give you like the quote-unquote full game, but you didn't have to do it. It was a Diablo clone and it was very successful. I played it until they would reset and reprogram and redo stuff. And I had a totally specced out character, and then like I lost all my specs. All the points were there, but I had to go back and respec it, and I was like, I'm not going back and doing that. So that was the end of Path of Exile for me. Path of Exile 2 is the sequel to it, and it looks like instead of being a free to play game, it may actually be a boxed game that you buy day one. So they had donations, they had people buying the packs and things like that for Path of Exile 1, and it seems like they've turned it over into like, hey, we've got a full on product that we get to go with now, which, it's an excellent game. The play control was good, the story was good, so I have a feeling that's going to be good competition for Diablo. I'm actually kind of really happy with these action RPG type games making a big comeback, because personally I really love them, and they kind of throw back to the old PC gaming days. I mean, it's like you had your character on screen, you had the isometric view, you use your mouse and your keyboard, and you were gaming for hours and hours, at a time. And the fact that they were able to translate that into the console market has been, phenomenal, because now it's just good all over the place. I think they're great games. If you don't like all the kind of imagery and iconography that's in Diablo 4, you may enjoy what's in Path of Exile more, because, they have their own history and their own, kind of like, mythology and lore. So, definitely give it a try.
I must say, as a first-time Diablo player, I am really enjoying Diablo 4 a lot.
Oh, you've never played before?
I have never played it before.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me your impressions. Let me know. What's up?
Coming from I like looter shooters and stuff like that. So, I played ESO for, a solid 4 or 5 months straight and all that good stuff. And Destiny 2, I was heavily in for numerous amount of years up until the last 2 expansions. I was just completely burnt out. I couldn't do it anymore. And Diablo has kind of fit that empty gap that I've had in my gaming, where I need something where I can level up a character, build it the way and customize it the way I want to, build the spec, and there's tons of stuff in the game to where it keeps you engaged, it keeps you going, and there's constantly levels and levels and levels of higher enemies that you have to go against. It doesn't get stagnant, at least right now for me it doesn't. So
it doesn't. I mean, I'm playing on hardcore mode as we speak right now,
shit.
right?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
trying to
way
get to the and I've got a level 49 character.
I'm a level 54 right now.
That's good. Like
54,
the hardcore, of course, if you die once, it's over, right? And
you're on hardcore, so it's completely different from me. I'm like,
but I'm trying to. Honestly, if you play it on hardcore, you'll appreciate the game even more. There's something about you constantly sweating the like, am I gonna die? That's a total vibe, right? Like it really makes the game stand out. But more importantly, it's like they've got this contest right now where it's like if you get to level 100. Without dying, of course, then they etch your name onto a statue of Lilith. So honestly, that's what I'm going for. Trying to get myself to there. I've been live streaming it recently as well. So it's like one of those things that people should definitely check it out. I think that there's layers upon layers. Like if you want to get into the whole entire min-max game where it's like, every little stat, every little whatever that you do counts and makes a difference in the game, you absolutely can do that. If you're a noob and you just want to go around hacking stuff and killing stuff, you can do that too, because you have control over the difficulty level and everything else, and it's cross-play, and it's seamless. You can play between PC, PlayStation, Xbox, does not matter what your choice of gaming platform is, and the game plays amazingly on all platforms. So I cannot recommend it enough. I mean, it's got a great storyline, honestly. It really, really genuinely does.
Yeah.
Kill the devil. Is that what it is? Kill the devil?
I mean, so like it's like this kind of like, oh well, the dark lords of hell are coming, and you've got to be the scrappy bunch of heroes that thwart them and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, they do it in a non-campy way, but it's like it's not anything satanic or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
That. Yeah, it's not.
Did y'all see that the other day? We did post a thing. I don't know who took it, but I think my boy Mega Ran took the picture. I don't know. He retweeted it, and when that dust was in New York, and then
Diablo, in the Diablo picture. Oh my!
Yeah,
God.
they said "Welcome to Hell, New York," and I don't know if they meant that or they just jumped on that quick, but that was great.
That was a perfect time.
It was
perfect timing for that.
Perfect time.
Yeah,
like
they got lucky
everybody
with
up
that.
there though, but
Yeah. I don't know,
joking that Rod Ferguson went to Canada and set the place on fire because that's where he's from, and was just like, nah, man, I'm tired of this crap. I'm burning you guys down to the ground. And they just turned it into a marketing campaign.
That's crazy too, yo. Like New York, man. Like, geez, that all that dust and sand and stuff, storm stuff is like, wow. I couldn't just believe that. It's like I'm like Owen Wilson, like, wow.
No, that's horrible. Wow. Oh.
So what everybody's playing? I know I've been deep into Street Fighter 6, Paul. Not balls deep, but deep Street Fighter 6. Hey, Street Fighter 6. Oh my goodness, this game.
So good.
It's so good. I'm learning so much stuff. I have to relearn the game, to relearn the system. And let me tell you, I told y'all in the chat, went on a date, she played Street Fighter with me and stuff, right? Yo, I let her play dynamic. Maybe why she ended up beating me a couple times, and I was like, the computer helps the person out. And the computer will like read what you're doing. It's like playing the computer on level 6 or 7 with a human. It's like the computer and a human teaming up on you, and you facing both of them. I'm like, This is not. It's you can beat it, but you actually gotta play. You can't like, okay, she don't know how to play, or they don't know how to play. I'm just gonna the computer. They will come for you. Like they will come. People just be they're pushing buttons. You just pushing buttons. Like, yo, I got beat. Like how many times? It's like, So, but I kind of do like it because it does give a little excitement for people, the new people to come in who are intimidated by Street Fighter. Yep. It will help them out. Even the modern mode, I don't like it. I don't like modern. I don't like dynamic. I'm all classic. Yes, yeah. But these characters like Marissa, that big chick, boy.
There needs to be some patches.
Yeah, because a lot of people are unbalanced. Like
Zangief is insane.
Oh, Zangief is so unbalanced. Like 3 hits, you gone.
Bro, it's insane. I've seen some crazy stuff. Like I'm having fun with it. Before, many years ago, I was Fight Pad, not Fight Pad, but I was Fight Stick all the way.
I do Fight Pad.
I was playing competitively even in high school. a lot of fighting games back in the day, and that's all we played on at home in the arcade. And then when we were at tournaments, that's it. It wasn't any fight pads; it was all fight sticks. So
I haven't broke this one out. You know, I haven't broke this out just yet.
that's a nice one. That's a nice
yeah.
one.
This
Like,
is a follow.
I just got the new,
And this got
Ori
replaced
Fight.
buttons.
What you got? Those look like Sanwa buttons.
Yeah, these are Sunwall. These are replaced and everything.
Yeah, those look like
It's
Sanwas.
like, but this don't open up. It is the solid Mad Cats all in one. You know, Street Fighter 5 Mad Cats version. But
Yeah, it's
this
nice.
Joker is nice though. It is beefy and it's heavy. You know, I take this with me though. But I've been just getting used to my iPad. What's up? What I say? What did I say,
Beefy
Paul?
and it's heavy. I was like, no, no.
Oh, Paul.
Pause.
I can't take that anywhere, man.
Oh man, but yeah,
yeah.
I like this stick. This stick is pretty nice. This stick is
Hey,
Yeah,
do you guys remember the Victrix controllers that came out, the limited edition Street Fighter V ones? that
Yep.
had, like,
oh yeah.
I've got the Sagat Cannon Akuma ones.
Oh,
Wow.
How many do you have?
3.
it's 7.
Three each?
Three.
No, 1 each.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, I know. It is about all
One
actions. Look, even Steve now knows like how many you got.
Well, I was waiting for it because I was just gonna be like,
yeah,
But you
I
know
own
what?
a lot of games.
Those things are, I mean, full on aluminum cases, like the whole entire thing. I mean, and I still have them sealed in their original packaging. I don't have them out of their boxes yet.
Yeah, he don't play. He just looks at them, y'all.
he just looks.
No, I'm a huge Street Fighter whore. Like the original Street Fighter 2, bro. It's like Street Fighter 2 Turbo was like literally undefeated. You could not touch me.
It's
Me and my brother used to play, and we would go. We would double KO in the final round all the time. I mean, it was
broken
nuts.
though. It's so broken.
It's so good though.
And
man.
it is,
Loved it.
but Street Fighter 6, I'm waiting for the update. I wonder when the update will happen. Because so many people are having fun. They're like, okay, I'm gonna let this slide. You know, I never seen that like in the Street Fighter community. Because usually, like, I can see why Street Fighter 5 that happened, but like 4 got an update quick. But 6,
Because you know,
I mean,
fix
Look at it.
right?
Look how you kind of said it yourself, right? Dynamic and modern controls are there now, so
Yeah.
you've got folks that are coming in
so I
that
guess
are
they
able
wanna-
to still hold themselves. Like, okay, well, yeah, I can. This is fun.
Yeah, this
Wait,
is
wait,
Get
wait.
my ass kicked for the next 30, 45
Gomer.
minutes.
Gomer Armor, you have that too. I'm adding it to the list.
What she say?
She said
Oh,
she
yeah.
has that too. Well, there's people keeping lists. I'm going to keep my list too. She said she has
Oh.
this. I'm gonna add it of lists of things that Gomer Armor has. I'm gonna put
Oh,
it
she
right
got
down here.
everything. Yeah. Hey, she's another.
so I'm gonna add it to the list to make sure I keep track of all this stuff.
Let me see. She got
What-
everything.
What all are y'all?
I'm
so
just picking. I'm picking on her.
What all are y'all playing right now? Like, I know Alex is playing
Diablo
Diablo.
4,
But like, what
nonstop.
what else have you beaten and played over the last, let's say, 3
This is the
weeks?
fight pad I get right here. This
Nothing.
Hori.
I
This whole
literally
thing.
did not open Tears of the Kingdom for the simple fact that I was going to be playing Diablo, and I knew that
have
once
been on. I've been on Tears of the Kingdom. In fact, I just got this game. I'm going to show you because I have it in the other room.
Oh, Wily Wars. Is
Wily
that,
Man.
Wars.
Mega
is that the
Man.
original or reprint?
Well, so there is only the reprint because it was only a digital version of the game.
Yeah, that's right. No, because no, it's a real version, but it's not an American version.
Right,
So
it's not American, but I mean in the U.S. there is no
No.
official. It's
Are you
it was-
enjoying
physical release.
Are you
I haven't
enjoying
played
that
it yet.
version?
That is on my list to do tomorrow because the thing of it has some of the original Mega Man games in it, so I'm really interested in
I
playing.
saw some big ready to break out. Look at him. Go
Well,
ahead.
I'm about to say, like, what outside my modern stuff, I'm still going for my
Yeah,
retro
that's
stuff.
that's why I have to also. I'm like you. I got to play not just the modern. I got to make sure
Yeah.
there's something new to play in that retro world, man.
Yeah, you gotta have
I love
it,
my
right?
retro.
I beat Jedi Survivor last week.
Okay.
And me and Steve were talking about that earlier. I beat that. It was good. I liked it. Left it wide open for another one, so that's good. Of course, I'm on Diablo, Street Fighter 6. So those are the 3 that I'm playing right now. And then I picked up some new Neo Geo games.
Uh-oh. There we go.
First
Dang.
one, nothing
Ooh.
special. Super Sidekicks. The first one is a soccer game.
That's pretty good with that. That's a cheap one that you got, right?
It's a cheap one, yes.
Good, yeah.
And
But still,
then-
It's only $6,000, but it's the cheapest.
No, nowhere near it. But then I got this bad boy, Metal Slug 4.
Ooh.
Is that the one that
Ooh.
you can buy your kids a house with?
Close.
Probably.
But
okay.
no. You need Metal Slug 1 and 2.
That's
those
an
are-
Apple Vision.
okay.
He's holding the Apple Vision Pro right there, y'all.
Yes. And
I just sold
yes.
that Metal Slug 1.
Actually, 1.5.
And we talking about the Vision Pro. What being
Yeah, I know.
$3,500?
Well, I mean, I'm
You
making
got-
my
hey,
justification, so
Yeah, you got like how many cars on your shelf? But that's okay though. That's good though. That's
I
nice.
got 1 car.
you got 3 cars. Depending on what you
Well,
want.
it depends on the car. Yes.
Yeah. You can get you a nice. Hey, look, you can get you a nice Honda, a real nice Honda Accord to drive around your daily driver, and then you probably get you a really nice like top end car if you choose to. But
you could probably sell it and get a Neo Geo sticker and throw it on that car.
yeah, good one, Steve.
Yes. And then also quick shout out. I got a video coming. I'm doing an
Acrylic
unboxing of acrylic
Case.
cases. So I had 3 different companies that I reached out to, and I'm gonna do a review on all 3 of those. So quick little shout out there. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Are they just for Neo Geo games, or are they
Yeah, so it took me months to find numerous companies that actually create acrylic cases for Neo Geo games, because you'll see them for PlayStation and Sega Genesis and Nintendo. No one was making them, so I had 2 companies. I was like, hey, are you guys able to make them? They're like, yeah, we can custom make them, send us your measurements, all that stuff, and they did. And then the first company, it was really bad, and then they ended up shipping out another version of it to me. And then the second company, it took a while, but I got it. And then the third company, he's an actual Neo Geo collector, so he knows exactly how it should look. And that came from Dubai to here in a week. I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow, this is
Airmail.
lovely. Yeah, airmailed, like literally, like it was great. But yeah, more to come on that.
That's well.
You know, speaking of, right, like, why don't we get a trip together and go out to the UAE and check out the gaming, vibe that's out there? Because I know there's some
Shoot,
huge
I'm all
collectors
for it.
out there.
Sell some of your games. You can do it in the fun us all.
I don't need to sell
You really
them.
could.
Go.
No, we need to. That'd be a really good trip though.
I mean, you know what? It's like, just think about it. Like, we could go out there and we can like record some segments and like do a whole entire thing, and it's like kind of like bring a lens onto some of the some of the other parts of the world that collect and that put a lot of money into it, right? It's not just American gamers that do it. I mean, they're all over Japan, Middle East, Europe, all that.
Speaking of, like, hey, yeah, I'm going to Africa next week. So probably I'm dropping 1 video on the channel next week, guys. Don't know yet. I know I'm dropping 1. I don't know.
Where are you
I'm
going
gonna
to
try to do
Africa?
2 or 3. So like, I really do hope I can get away and go to somewhere like I just need like 2 hours and go and film and see these video game stores in Africa, because I don't know. I saw some on Google Maps, but I want to go. I really want to see how the collecting scene is there, because it's a lot of stuff. And Fixie, look, he said like some huge collectors in Saudi Arabia.
They massive,
Yep.
bro.
Yeah.
They massive out there.
They
Massive.
bought. What did they buy? SNK, and
Yes,
Saudi Arabia.
They are huge Neo Geo collectors out there. They buy
and
heavy
they got
stuff.
money out there, and they got
Yes.
money. They got oil money. They get that long money. That long money.
Mhm.
That long money. Like,
What
come
part of
here.
Africa you gonna be in, Steve?
Kenya. I'm being in
Kenya.
I'm going-
Okay.
Yeah, I leave Sunday. So I got a video coming out, the PlayStation Pursuit episode 2. If you already looked at it, seeing this on the if you already seeing this on the second channel, go back to the main channel and watch the PlayStation Pursuit. But yeah, definitely be going to Kenya. We're doing a lot of activities and jumping around. Like, yeah, so much fun for activities, but I really want to get away. I'm like, no, I need to go. But also too, I want to enjoy Africa. So it's so much. Don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I mean, I had
First
my
time
big trip.
going?
Yeah, in my first time
Okay.
going.
Okay.
They said they had a premium luxury seat. I said, shoot, I hope I can like just.
Hey, I got a question. Do you have all your vaccines and stuff up to snuff and everything? Because there's a lot of stuff out there, bro.
Yeah, I got my stuff. Yeah, I got all my
so
shots.
yeah, I forget you're ex-military. I forget. Never mind.
They,
You
I got all my shots. If I even even if I didn't
You
want
got
my
shots
shot,
you didn't even know you needed to have. Yeah.
yeah,
No, I
talking
get it.
about, or was that shot they made us take? They had a shot that we had to get. If they didn't get it, we would get kicked out. I think it was like
Smallpox,
no, it was a
plague.
cold
You guys got a little bit of everything.
anthrax, yeah,
Anthrax.
Oh,
yeah, anthrax shot, yeah, like, and it was to get 4 shots. I got 3 before I got put out, but ever since them damn shots, I ain't got sick, so I don't know.
Well, yeah, you can't have a fighting force that can't, actually fight if they're like sitting there like shitting their brains out or whatever,
Yeah, I'm going to Nairobi. Yeah, I'm in Nairobi, Kenya.
Oh,
Yep,
dude, that's gonna be so awesome. You're gonna have so much fun. I'm
Yeah.
jealous.
yeah.
I can't wait, man. Hey, thanks to you guys, like people watching this stuff. I mean, I'm actually just going around meeting my, meeting my dreams. Just it's so fun. I want to do more of this. It's like I want to do a lot of more world traveling. Just
Yes,
go
sir.
everywhere and game held all around the world. I'm not doing this, so don't ask me, people. But I did contemplate selling all of my games, just traveling the world. Seriously, I did, but I'm not doing that. I'm just like I thought, like, hey, but I end up buying more games anyway. So
Yeah.
You won't
not-
need, listen. You don't need to sell your stuff. What you need to do is to go ahead and do the international travel and do the gaming spots like we were talking about in like all
Yeah.
these different countries around the world. And yeah, I mean, I will totally come and I will be a co-producer on the show and everything.
Oh.
So I'm
You
down.
know,
We need to just call this series "Right Around the World."
Oh,
Hey!
there you go, baby.
hey, hey,
You welcome. That one's free.
Hey. Right around the world. Oh wait, we're gonna do the around. Like, so Steve, like, what are y'all doing? This is a black dance thing.
I don't know about that.
I know, right?
I just
Oh, no.
thought you had a bad itch that you were trying to
Yeah.
fix there. I didn't know what was going on.
That is hilarious. Oh, I love it. That's great. But we finna wind this stuff down, guys. Man, it's been good this week. PlayStation brought the heat, kind of. Summer Game Fest. All right, we all at the beginning. We all said 7 to 8. People in the chat before we. What do y'all think about Summer Game Fest? The biggest thing from Summer Game Fest. The 3 biggest things that you're excited from Summer Game Fest. Let's go in order. Retro Neoness, what do you think?
Spider-Man 2 for sure.
Okay.
Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. That one's a huge one. Huge one. I don't know. I'm starting to think about that Nick Cage game. Just because of Nick Cage.
Man, no.
I'm just joking. I'm just playing. Actually, those are my only 2. That's it.
All right. And Gamer MD, what do you think, man?
So I have obviously Spider-Man and Final Fantasy VII on my list, but I'm going to share the last one with Prince of Persia and Sonic. Those 2 games really brought back the nostalgia for me for like the old school SNES days and like Sega Genesis days and stuff like that. So I'm definitely vibing on both of them, and I'm looking forward to playing both of them.
Cool. And our new gamer, but kind of casual, but getting back into the retro and collecting scene, Mr. Fruity Pebble himself, with a nice turbo graphics.
I like that TurboGrafx cap, bro. That cap is
Yeah,
dope.
that cap
I
is
love it.
dope. Yeah, it's nice.
Don't
What do you
hate on
think?
that. I'm with Alex on this one. I think Prince of Persia is one that I'm going to be heavy after, as well as Sonic, as well as Spider-Man 2. Those are the top 3 I think right now for me. That I'm going to be probably picking up here.
You know what? And exact what everybody was talking about, like Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy, that Sonic, and that Prince of Persia. That Prince of Persia just surprised me with that Metroidvania style. It's like, oh my god! I'm like,
Well, it's more like the original Prince of Persia, though, right? Like if you go back historically, that's what Prince of Persia was like, and it
Yeah.
was very brutal and it was very unforgiving, and you constantly were just like, man, F this game, and you're just like, throwing controllers and like, biting controllers. That was all kinds of crazy stuff going on. People were just like, but when you were good at it, oh my god, man, people would just sit there and watch you play because it was, they knew how hard it was.
let me ask this because this kind of question with Pink Princess in the City. She was talking about like many pleas with Summer Game Fest. A lot of good games coming out, and so I'm looking forward to playing something as myself said. Prince of Persia is fire. I'm piggybacking off of that. E3 is dead. Did Did he replace? Did he do a good job replacing E3? I mean, just think about it, like a lot of people our age. We remember E3. E3 was the go to, the be all. It was everything. But now the internet changed everything. COVID changed everything. Now the Summer Game Fest is like the first big thing back since COVID, and also. What do you think? Do you think E3 is officially dead and Summer Game Fest will live on? I mean, did he just come in and just bomb rush and took it over?
Let me chime in.
You know
on
what the
this
funny
one
thing
first.
is? He's right place, right time.
Yeah.
I don't think he's particularly he's a smart guy. He saw that there was a problem with E3. E3 historically over the last 10 years has really been just dragging tail, and all of a sudden it's COVID happened and this, that, and the other. So he had already set himself up, and now people are like, you know what? It's less expensive for us to go ahead and just do video and send it to this guy instead of us having to do an entire showcase and travel and all this other stuff. And that way they can focus on their own individual showcases, which is what Microsoft does, which is what Sony does, and which is what Nintendo does. Honestly, yeah, I don't see I love trade shows. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to PAX. I like cons. I like going to Dragon Con, Gen Con, that kind of stuff. I think it's important, to do the meet and greet and press the flesh. But I think that if E3 comes back, it'll be more like GDC and more kind of the business people and less of the consumer stuff that had just kind of recently been going on. So that's my thoughts.
What you about to say? Okay, cool. That's really good because GDC, the game developer conference. I mean, and the original E3, it was developers and media, and then like the Chappelle show, they should never gave you money. They gave y'all those tickets, and they just messed it up. Folks would mess up a good thing. So just like the Chappelle show, hey, he's grinding his feet all on my couch. so Retro Neo, what you think, man?
It's never gonna be the same. It really isn't. I mean, E3, for the most part, is gone. I think Summerfest was really good. I think it was a very refreshing take instead of just getting a pre-recorded video and some folks on a green screen. We had some folks on the stage. We had some live audience kind of action participation. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
I think we need more of that, and I think the world's starting to shift back a little bit more towards more in-person interaction. We're still working hybrid. We still have all those, a lot of jobs are going back in the office, etc. But I think as that progression starts, there's going to be a request for people to say, hey, we want to have these events in person. We're tired of seeing them online because we want to have interaction with the devs. We want to have an interaction with the companies. I had all intentions on attending an E3 before COVID, and then COVID happened, and then it went poof, gone.
Yep, same. So, I was planning on going to E3 as well.
That was a bucket list item for me, and it's not there anymore. So, hopefully one day, maybe something. If Summerfest becomes a thing and they say, hey, we've got tickets, I'm down to go for sure.
Yeah,
I think E3 still has the ability to come back if they do it intelligently.
It's too late. It's too late. Everybody doing their own stuff. People are so used to Nintendo Directs and the PlayStation. They showcase, and then Xbox was what if Xbox have something? Then Summer Game Fest is if E3 does, like I said, okay, I would agree if it does come back and it's private and it's these developers are here, just like the Apple Developer Conference. That's still popular. If E3 goes to something like that, they got
E3 is going to turn indie.
Huh?
E3 is going to turn indie if it comes back.
That would be a really good idea.
Because you just said, everything's going. Everybody's doing the big companies, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. They're all doing their own thing, so they're not going to come back and do this.
Yeah,
I think it holds them accountable though, and E3 does, because you've got every single competitor under one house presenting their top games. You don't want to come with crap. Holding your own showcases, etc. You have extra leeway to say this is the latest and greatest, and the crowd's everybody in the chat's this is trash.
Think about the tech. But think about the tech trends when Microsoft and Apple pulled out of CES. See, they used to go to CES back to the Consumer Electronics Show, and what happened? All the indie companies as well as the accessory companies, all those things. So if it would come back, I would have to say it would probably follow suit, something similar to that.
Look at that ND3. Like I like that. I like how they porn star JR.
There you go.
I like that though. I like that. I like that name.
Yeah, just remember though, CES still is huge, and like when it comes to like all the new monitors and like graphics cards and stuff like that. I mean, yes, like Nvidia still does a showcase. AMD still does a showcase, but there's still so much stuff that comes out there. Like,
but trade shows. Nowhere near it was when Microsoft and Apple are there, and they'll even tell you that.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true. It's not as hype and it's not as big, like what we need to, nobody talks about CES no more. Everybody used to want to be on the waiting list for CES. Now they begging people to come cover CES.
I don't know, man. I pay attention very closely because that's where all the TVs get announced and monitors get announced. So I'm very, very big on
I was
CES.
there in 2011, 2012, 2013.
You were. I remember that. I remember those days when you used to do it live on the show floor there. You was doing it,
Yep.
And that's why a lot of people followed you then, like so much. Yeah, that's when
because it was all tech.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. Everybody was. That was like that boom, that tech boom.
Yep. That's when everything fell apart in the tech world. When Apple started doing their own thing, Microsoft started doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of see that as somebody that's been in that industry. Seeing that here in the gaming industry, I almost see that following suit in a sense. Maybe not exactly, because I still believe, like a little bit what Alex was even saying, they could come back, but the money has to be there. The ROI has to be there in order for them to come back. Otherwise, it's just too cheap for them to do it themselves.
Too fast, too furious.
Well, I mean, think about it, right? Like Microsoft is down. They have the Microsoft Theater down in downtown Los Angeles, right? And it's right next to the convention center. And I've been there multiple times, and it's a huge place. It's awesome. Microsoft's like, well, we're going to start doing stuff over here. And I mean, everybody started doing their own thing. They didn't make some kind of like viable, justifiable reason why you should be at E3. And I think that if you took a little bit, kind of did it, because here's the thing, right? Jeff Keighley really stepped in. He created the Video Game Awards. And really, that was what allowed him to springboard into the Summer Game Fest and everything else. And let's be honest, the Video Game Awards sucked until about 2 years ago. I mean, they were just trash. It's like, the pacing was off. They had a whole bunch of nerdy people that didn't need to be on stage that just, were like social anxiety and stuff like that. No hate for that, but it's just like their presentation skills were not up to par. And it's like, I mean, like I said, this isn't a criticism of people who have social anxiety disorder. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's like they had people that were from companies that didn't have a PR department that were out there to try to put some information out there in a way that was digestible to the consumer. And so it's like up until recently that is, and now it's like much better. The pacing's much better. Quality of everything is much better. And I'm like, good. It's like, you guys are growing. And it's like, I mean, Jeff Keighley's been there, the right place, right time over the last 10 years repeatedly. And then COVID happened and this, that, and the other happened. He just got super lucky, bro. I mean, granted,
look, that's what it is. He prepared, man.
Prepared type of person. Yeah. Absolutely.
He did the work too. We can't tell you. Dude did the work.
Oh no. He's a hard worker. I got no beef with the man. I mean, I give him all of his props.
Mm-hmm. He did.
But he recognized the opportunity and he jumped on it before anybody else did, and he's done an amazing job of doing it. No, like I said, no hate.
No, yeah. I mean, Summer Game Fest was really good because like all these shows, people go in, just low expectations, right? Like the Nintendo one, Specialized PlayStation one. I go on these now, low expectations on all of them because you don't want to get overhyped. And they did deliver with Mortal Kombat 1. I will say that, like, they did deliver. When he said like you're gonna have a big surprise at the end, that Final Fantasy Rebirth was like, dang.
There were some good ones. I mean, you know what? My expectations are high for Sunday. I'm not even gonna lie.
Man, look,
you high for Sunday?
Yeah,
mine are like stratospheric. If they don't knock it out of the park, if they don't leave me with my jaw on the floor, I'm done.
Yeah, you doing? I mean, they might. Hey, and I thought we was closing out, but no, we still talking about. That's when we thought we was done. We bring it right back in. No,
psych.
Fable, Fable was I guess teased. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
I
you're
think
talking
that
about?
was Fable for sure. And I think that if they show that, because they said the game is fully playable, they said that the game is technically finished, from what I understood. It's like they're just doing the font, the polish on it and everything. So if they're at that point with that game and it comes out looking amazing, man, you know what? It's like that's going to be a good showcase piece right there. If they tease Gears 6, if they maybe have some new IPs, we need to go ahead and see Hellblade. We need to see Avowed. We need to see Outer Worlds 2. We need to go ahead and see everything that we need to see about Starfield, because that game has been cooking for a little too long, obviously. But I'm glad that they decided not to release it, super broken. So I would prefer, what they're doing. They just need to, like I said, they need to wow us, bro. We're at that point where it's like, what all of you released in 2023 compared to Nintendo or compared to PlayStation.
I want to
go ahead.
I want a redone Series X and a custom Series New. I do want a redone Series X. I like the little tower, but I want like a new custom machine.
You want a new custom X for it to say,
you want an Xbox
what?
double X? Xbox triple X?
No, he wants a triple X.
He wants a triple X.
Go to triple X. Break it down.
You went exactly where I was gonna go. I feel like, oh, that was great.
I told you it's at 11 o'clock. Hey, it's late night. Triple X.
I mean,
I want a new custom system. I don't want a system like, enter this contest, you can win. No, motherfucker. I want a new, like we got Halo, and then that's it. A Halo custom system. I want something that's new. I want a new custom system.
I'm not buying another console until I see some games.
Yeah, you gotta.
I think that goes back to my point. Xbox has to knock it out of the park. They have to convince everybody that there's a, and don't get me wrong, right? Like, I have no hate for Xbox. I have like a backlog of several hundred games. I have a total of like 1,200 plus digital games on my Xbox. I'm currently playing Diablo 4 on my Xbox. So don't get it twisted. I don't have a problem with it. I just want them to come back and be the Xbox of the 360 era.
Wait,
I want there to be top quality games.
Is that 1,500 singles, or is that counting triples and quadruples that you have?
No, hundreds and these are all the digital library.
Oh, okay. I was just asking for a friend.
No. The physical collection exceeds.
Steve is on one tonight, y'all. Look at him. He's on one tonight, boy.
It's
right up on him. Look at him. He turned red on. He's on one.
I'm just kidding. I gotta. He knows I'm messing with him.
I know. He's on one tonight, though. That's good, man. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
We'll see. We'll find out. We'll see what.
You know what? We used to have a regular on our show, Glenn's Retro Show. I don't know if you know Glenn, but Glenn will buy 3 of everything, and then he puts them in a trash bag to protect them.
Okay.
So there for a while, do you remember when all the grocery stores were basically, because of pollutants, that they were banning plastic bags, and he was like freaking out because he couldn't get plastic bags for his stuff. We kept saying, like, you're the reason that they're banning plastic bags, because you're like getting them all for your console stuff. But we used to say the same thing. We'd be like, so Glenn, how many did you actually buy? He's like, well, I gotta buy 3 of them. I gotta keep one in a box, I had to display, one in a bag to protect it, and then I open one. And that's what he would do.
Yeah, I mean, it's still fairly similar mindset to myself.
Y'all got problems.
We need to do a hoarder episode. I keep telling y'all, that would be a lovely episode to do.
Yeah, no, we got to do the focus on like,
yeah, but
gamer,
I would be hoarding if I was also mixing in like bags of cat feces and like used toilet paper and stuff like that.
Shit, no pun intended. You get what I did there? You get what I did? Yeah. There's levels to this shit. Okay, I'm done.
No, he's hoarding. He just don't want to admit it. That's the only doctor that I know got a issue or got a condition that he don't want to fix.
No, I don't. I mean, here's the thing, though. I've got everything like organized and like in boxes and stuff like that. It's not like it's all just
thrown all.
So OCD also OCD too, huh?
No, but it's not. It's like, look, it's funny when collectors call other collectors OCD and hoarders because you're literally doing the same thing. It's just
look at him. The fist
No.
I
Tell me I'm
mean,
wrong.
he's
Tell
not.
me
He's
I'm
not
wrong.
lying. He's not wrong.
No,
He's
you're
not
not wrong.
wrong.
He's not wrong.
Because
He's not wrong.
I'm not an OCD person, but with my game collection,
I am OCD
order,
too. Look how clean my
everything's-
room is. Look at these glass cases over here. I'm definitely OCD.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, your game rooms.
Look, I
Both
mean,
of them.
come on.
Both
Yeah,
of them
I
are very
got-
OCD.
We enjoy it, and it brings us happiness. And yes, there's a financial component to it for sure. I mean, we'd be liars to say that there isn't, the money part of it too. But really, I think that most of us, are proud of the things that we've been able to kind of accumulate. And like, yeah, I've got this in my collection. It's really, really cool. And it's like, when you talk to other collectors, it's like, wow, it's cool. I'm not by myself. There's other people who get it and they are cool with it and they want to like interact with me because of the fact that I collect and stuff like that. And it's like, I mean, I collect cars too, right? So it's like one of those deals where it's like, if I go to a car show, I'm sitting down and I'm talking to people about their car. And it's like, what model year was this? Oh, that's cool. That was the only year that they had the, such and such. And it's like, oh, you got that on your vehicle. That's amazing. That's cool. It's like, that kind of stuff. And we do the exact same thing with our games. Like, oh, wow, you got the limited edition print. It's got the like misprint on the label for the Nintendo sticker and, this, that, and the other. And it's like everybody just gets, I mean, we nerd out about it, right? Like that's part of the fun. And I mean, life's too short to sit down and be like, well, these people are not cool. These people are, I'm going to poo-poo on them. And it's like, well, just because you don't like the hobby doesn't mean that the hobby's not valid. You know what I'm saying? No. So, that's why I like to nerd out with my fellow collectors. That's why I like to go to cons. That's why I like to be able to visit with people because it's like, they get it the same way I get it. And it's neat to be with, like-minded individuals.
Oh, yeah.
No, you 100% because when I was walking around with Steve at the convention at Corks, it was just like, and his family was so cool about it. The kids was happy, and we just going around, man, you want to get this? Like, I don't know, I'm gonna get it, but they got home, and look how awesome this thing is. The PlayStation banner that you got, like, dang, I should have got it. It's those moments, are fun. You be happy for each other, but like, hey, I should have got that. Oh, you got it before me. Dang, what did you get, man? Like I added to my collection. Like, oh, I need to get that. It just. Those right there, like even doing that, just going through that, this made me so happy. You're like, oh, I love it so much. And then you can get together. That's why, like, I love going to cons and stuff and meeting people in person. Then on the internet, you see people just boohooing all kind of bull stuff. It's like, man, come on, really? Like, yeah, y'all need to get out. Go, like I say, go touch grass, go be with some people, find some friends, talk about games. It's fun talking about games.
Oh,
I remember when I was growing up and taking Nintendo Power as a class and stuff. I mean, well, you like that? Like, you making fun of me because I like to read? Or what? Huh?
Yeah,
but
exactly. I'm like, bro, why the hate? It's like, let this person breathe.
And even like older people, it's all them games. I said, hold on, stop. I always say, games have helped so many people with mental health, and then they be like, they'll shut the hell up. They're like, oh, really? And then I tell them, I say, yeah. And I explained that. I said, during COVID.
Let me give you an example. Hold on.
I know, but I tell them like one example. Like I say, Animal Crossing. I said, what's this? And I tell her about it. I say it's just a soothing game on Nintendo. Everybody played it, and they'd be like, oh. But I think you might say the same thing, Alex. But go ahead.
Well, I was going to give a personal example. So, when COVID first hit, right, like before we knew anything about it, and we were just like, oh my God, this is going to kill all of us. I was the medical director in the emergency department at the hospital that I was working in. So it was my job to take care of my people and to make sure that my patients were taken care of, my nurses were taken care of, and all that stuff. And it's like one of those deals where like I would come home after like being in a full face respirator and like bodysuit, the whole nine. And the game that I was playing was Ghost of Tsushima. Right, I had The Last of Us as well, The Last of Us 2, but Ghost of Tsushima, it absolutely saved my life because when I would come home, it would allow me to transport myself because it's like there was no going out, we had the lockdown, everybody was structured, it's like you couldn't go anywhere, any of that kind of stuff. And I went and I would play that game and I would be riding on horseback and I would be chasing that fox and I would be killing, the invaders, the Mongol invaders and all that stuff. And it was just phenomenal. Like it absolutely, like I didn't feel like I was trapped in, the residence that I was staying in at the time. I wasn't even going home, right? I was staying in an apartment to be away from, anybody that I might come in contact with, because we didn't know what the hell was going on. And it was just like the most helpful thing for me to be able to say, yeah, I'm riding my horse and I'm out in this big ass fields. And that game, if you've never played it, you need to go play it. It is one of the most beautiful games ever made. And it absolutely saved my butt. I mean, no doubt about it.
And like a lot of games, like everybody can point to a lot of games that like help them in like
facts.
Like Spider-Man Miles Morales. I can't tell you how that game touched me. Even the Spider-Man game is like, dang, I'm like, am I getting old? Because this is that game. I got some Who Cutting Onions. Like these games, man, like both of them, and just back to back playing those games is like those memories are like. I even now getting like goosebumps. I'm like, oh, these games are so good, and it's like,
what are you going through, menopause or something, or what?
That's a good one.
Ain't no shame in having some emotions and with these games. Don't listen to the haters.
That was a good
Steve,
one.
I see what you're doing.
That was a good one. Hold on, I gotta give it to him. That was actually a good one. Congratulations, you ugly motherfucker.
Thank you.
You ugly motherfucker. That was a good one. That was a good one. The timing.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
It was. Wasn't it perfect? It was timing. Perfect. He on one tonight, y'all.
So if y'all never see me on the show again, you know what happened. He really got offended on that one.
Petition to bring Steve back. Petition right now.
That was a good one.
Drop the check marks in the chat.
No. But I'm sitting here listening to you guys. I'm like, yeah, this is great, and I'm over here buying like promotional items from a guy that's on Facebook right now. These big fabric banners of like Watch Dogs and he's got a bunch of them.
Oh, you need to send me that link so I can get some too.
Yeah, $30. Can't beat it.
Man, I don't think I can function without video games. I'm serious. Like it's literally like it's been a very ingrained piece of my entire life since I was 4. And I mean, I think it's who I am. Yeah, it's just who I am. Like I think I've had that conversation with numerous people. Like, what would you do if you didn't have video games? I'm like, you would be seeing a completely different person. Like, I would not be a very happy individual at all, because how I release stress is through video games. Like the reality of the world, work, all that BS.
You need somewhere to get away.
I need somewhere to go away. Like my joy isn't going to a bar, and like, I occasionally do that, very rarely. And go out with friends and all that stuff, which is fine. But for me, I don't need to do all that. I can just sit here on the couch, chill, play my game, and be completely in bliss the entire time. And I'm Gucci. I'm good. Good.
But let me throw something out there. Let me throw one thing out there. So besides video games, I'm also a huge tabletop RPG guy, right? Like the Dungeons and Dragons and like the Robotech and the TMNT and like all that kind of stuff, right? Like I used to play tabletop RPGs all the time religiously, and it did the same thing, right? Like you would be with a group of your friends and you would be in an interactive gaming space, right? Like, and you had your characters and you had your dice, and it was just like all that other kind of stuff. And I mean, if I didn't have video games, that would be my biggest next set of entertainment, is being able to do that, because it allows you to do the same thing that games do.
Yeah. And I was saying to you guys, like right now in this stage of my life, I feel like an ant, but because I'm storing all these games for winter and stuff, but I really do like relieve stress, going out driving, going to Goodwills, filming, making content, all of them. It's been some of the best stress reliever. And like this year, I've been through a lot of stuff, but going to Japan and just making content and going and getting away and doing that kind of stuff, it's been such good for my mental health, my well-being as a person. I'm like, wow, it's just that it's like it's in stages of your life. It's like, I have all these games here, and I might not play all of them, but I have played most of them. But just having them, I know I can have it. Or if I decide to sell it, it just the part right now I absolutely love, just going out hunting for games and stuff.
Can I ask you a question then? Because you said you're going to Kenya, right?
Yeah.
We're not gonna see you on that TV show 30 Day Fiance, right? 90 Day
Yo,
Fiance.
hey.
I just want to make sure because I want to make sure that got to protect you here.
Hey, I'm not getting married no time soon. I just got out one, so I'm not doing it. Trying to jump in another one.
Yeah,
And
you know,
besides,
honestly.
hey, and besides, if my next person who I pick, it's not gonna be no dancing clown. Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
Ouch!
Wow.
Shots fired.
Boom.
Shots fired.
Nah, that wasn't shots. That was bazooka cannons blasting off.
I mean, bro,
Hey,
you
I
can't
can't help
call that
atomic
dancing
bombs.
though.
Hey,
Is it
I
really
can't help
dancing though? Is
Hey.
it really dancing?
It's no, it's not. It's
Wow.
like clown
I mean,
behavior.
It's
It's
as
a
much dancing
bystander.
as it was a hip hop song, right? Like, I mean, that was whack.
It was, yeah. Oh
And
my
Fruity
God.
Pebble, check your DM on Facebook.
I just see it. Yeah, I just saw it.
Fruity
Oh,
Pebbles.
There's
dang.
a lot of
Wow.
cringe.
Yeah, it's a lot of cringe. It's a lot of cringe.
Yeah.
Oh, he taking. Oh well, okay. It's some of this stuff. Oh, I should have got these. He got always. Okay, yeah, thank you. But yeah, it's some. It is some cringe stuff. But we ain't gonna talk about them about whatever. But yeah,
No,
just,
nobody named any names. Just leave it
No.
be. Just leave it be.
yeah. But yeah, just man, it's gonna be so good to go to Kenya too. I hope I can go to the gay stores. It's so crazy.
That's what I want to see from you. Like what?
Yeah,
like
I want to
like
see it.
Neo
I
was
do.
saying the same thing. Like, what's the scene like? What
Yeah,
kind
I
of
wanna
games you
know
gonna
as
bring
well.
back? Because that'll be sweet.
But you know what, y'all? I've always been like that. Like any place I go, it's like, okay, well, how does game stores here? What game stores are
Yep.
here? Or what good? I always been like that. Even before I started YouTube, I always been like that. That's a part of me. I love to play games, but I love searching for the games even more. It's like, oh, I found this, I got this.
We're going to Knoxville, Tennessee.
When I found this, oh Jesus! When I got this, and even speaking to that one, this one, I'm trying to show up. I'm talking about the 3DS, like Yokai Watch when I got this for a good price, and now this game right here is like a $500, $600 game.
That's
now.
the one he's sending me.
Shit.
It's like, nope.
He said,
Hey, I had to try.
Yeah, you already. Hey, you know what? I'll send it to you if you send me stadium events.
shit. I'm saying that.
Listen,
That ain't
Listen,
even an even trade.
listen. Look, I want you to look at my hat. It says TurboGrafx 16. It don't say stupid on it.
But no games, man. It's so good. Okay, let's talk about this, Steve. You just got back into game hunting and doing stuff,
Mhm.
and now you share it with your son. And now I got to meet your son, and like he like amiibos and Pokemon cards, all that kind of stuff. Explain to me, because I guess I can say you're the only father. Well, it kind of father dad, son dynamic on the show. Talk to me about that. Talk to people about that.
Well, we kind of did it. We started back a little bit in 2018. We were collecting,
Mhm.
and I was trying to figure this out. That's how I stumbled on the videos that you started doing. Even though I've
Mhm.
known you forever, I just
Yeah.
been, seeing that.
What's he doing? I'm like,
But but that's pretty much how it went. And I was watching you religiously because I'm like, this works. And then in 2020 when COVID hit,
Mhm.
there really wasn't anything to do. It's like, what are you going to do with the kids? The kids can't go anywhere. They can't go to the park. They can't do anything. And so I really started diving in and then teaching him. Like he'd pull up price charting on his phone. He's like, Dad, Pawn Shop's got this, got this game. He's like, it's worth $20 and they only want $2 for it. Like he really started getting into that mentality of looking for not just games. I mean, every kid wants games, but like trying to say like, this is the budget, this is what we're going to spend, and let's try to get like $500 worth of games for $100. I mean, that was kind of the mentality going through it. And even this day, we're going out tomorrow. We're going game hunting. I mean, we look forward to it. I think it's good bonding time. I think it's something like he looks forward to, even though he didn't grow up in the retro era. He still knows. He probably knows more than most 10-year-olds about like Super Nintendo, Genesis. So
That's so great.
I think I did my job.
That's good. And he
Yeah, no,
and he
that's awesome.
enjoys that. He enjoys like the older stuff.
Yeah, he likes it. I mean, I remember when I first got the power pad out. My daughter, him, and a couple of their friends, they were in there for like 3 or 4 hours playing it.
That's
Like they
good.
thought this was the greatest thing in the world. Like this is awesome. And then when I got the power glove, he
Mhm.
was playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out. He thought that was awesome. He was like sitting there, he's like, I feel like
Struggling.
well, no, he actually. Well, the boxing it was a little bit easier because all you had to do is stand there and punch. But yeah, he enjoyed that. He likes trying the new stuff that he knows is rare.
Yeah.
And playing it and seeing what it's all about. Like, or sometimes he'll be like, "Well, why is this so rare? It's a horrible game. Like I wouldn't pay you $2 for this game." But the best thing he said was with the Dreamcast. Why did Sega kill this? He says this is a great system.
Yeah, he ain't wrong. He's not wrong.
Not wrong. It was a solid
It
call.
was
It
so-
absolutely
such
was.
good.
But yeah. So it's a lot of fun, and that's kind of what got me kind of doing that more on the side. Not really doing much videos with it because I was doing more with the arcades and stuff, but
Mhm.
kind of getting into it and starting to really take certain things seriously and knowing that we're having a good time with it. I think that's what it's all about. That's what I'm having fun doing.
That's awesome,
You-
man.
Yeah, like, are you think you over with the arcade stage of like I said your life, but I guess
Yeah,
this
well-
stage of your life? Are you kind of winding it down?
I just because I'm running out of room. I mean, I got like 30 of these in here. These arcade 1-ups and,
Mhm.
and like you see the pinball table. I'm out of room. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather get. I'm to the point now where I'd kind of rather get console games and stuff like that. I just feel like I have enough in here that people are having a blast in here. Like I don't need, with the amount of room I have, I don't need any more. But I mean, if I sell a few, I might replace it with one or two. But honestly, I'm having more fun doing the collecting for the consoles. I feel like it's like a treasure hunt every time we go out. Like,
Yeah,
what are we
absolutely.
gonna
Yeah, it's like Christmas, huh?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you have an opportunity to potentially win the lotto every time that
Yeah.
you go out.
Yeah,
Boy,
exactly.
I never forget when you showed me all those PS2 games, brother.
Bro, when I tell you that my heart was racing, they had literally just put them out, like 50 PlayStation 2 games at this Goodwill. Like literally, it was early. It was like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Did
Steve
you
was
just
out of
buy the
town.
whole box?
I bought the entire
He bought
damn
all
shelf.
of them. And I was out of town, and then the next he sent me. I was like, "Oh my god!" I said, "Dude, I hope you left some." He said, "I left a few things," and then when the stuff that he left, I went back and picked it up. It was some good stuff. He picked over a lot of good stuff, and all the stuff he got. This was good. I already had, but it just like you might already have it, but just seeing it there, and like, dude, this stuff is here. And then then the next week, that's when I found all those PlayStation 1 games. Yeah,
at
and
half price.
And I use a lot of the PlayStation 1 games to for the PlayStation Pursuit. Like I traded a lot of the PlayStation 1 games in to get a lot of games at Corey's too. I kept a lot of the good ones, but like the lower tier stuff I knew wasn't gonna move. A lot of people took them. I was like, oh my goodness, thank you. You know, so it did come back. I was like, it was just, and then I say, hey man, you got to get back up here right now. Like when I said these games up there, and they still had all the PlayStation 1 games. And so moments like that, I think it makes up for all the days that you don't find nothing for like
There's
2, 3,
tons
4
of days
months.
like that.
Oh my
Tons of
gosh.
days like that where you don't find anything.
But then that one day, that's the one day everybody see. You don't see all them days that you missing gas. You gotta filling up twice a day sometimes. Going out 2 or 3 days, ain't finding nothing, being tired, being hungry, and then you hit that jackpot once, maybe twice a week. Ooh, it makes it goes all the way. You be like, well, found, you know.
We did that a couple weeks ago. We went to Goodwill, and they had like the Lego Dimensions and the Disney. I forget what
Infinity?
Yes, but they had 3 of the big boxes sealed, still sealed, and they wanted them for. I think we paid $5 a box for them.
Dang.
So my son's like, I'm gonna stand here, Dad. He's like, go get somebody so that way nobody comes here and takes it. Like we're buying these, like because they were kind of behind the counter. And so it was just like, oh my, because we weren't even gonna stop at Goodwill because it's been trash lately. And he's like, see, that's why we got to stop all it. Like he keeps me going. He's just like, see, that's why we got to stop every week, you know, like because that's the only time we get to go out is like once a week.
That's exact to that point right there.
Makes it
every
worth it.
time, even if it's not the day to go, and I'm in the surrounding area, like if I'm out with my wife or anything like that, I'm like, hey, Goodwill's right. You want to stop in real quick? She'll stay in the car. She won't even go in there with me. I'm like, quick 2-3 minutes. I'll be right back.
That's it. That's all you need. You need
scan in and out, and I'm back. She's like, find anything? Nope. Boom. And we're back to doing our errands or whatever we're doing. But I made the mistake one time one time to not go to a place that was in my route that I normally went every single weekend. But I said the same thing. Oh, this is trash. They don't ever have anything. And the one time I didn't get it, Steve's ass found a hell of a bunch of NES games in the box
Oh yeah,
at Movie Trading Company.
Oh.
It was the one week I decided not to go.
Oh, that was a time.
That was the time that I
yeah.
not go.
They had
All those NES games in the box. I was pissed.
I didn't know you was on your route because I went in
that
there.
was right next to my. I live in the area. That's my area.
I know, yeah. But I went in there right, and I looked at the NES games, and they were in the box, and I like, what the hell? I said,
Like
why is
sealed?
Mario?
They were like sealed copies?
No, they were CIB. So like Mario 3, right? Like they sell it for like $25, but it was complete in box. That's like $100 game.
They still had
and then they had like Mario Brothers 1. It was like $12 in a box. And I'm looking like, I looked at it, and I like, I promise, I looked at it, and I looked back at myself, looking at me, looking at the games, like for 3 minutes. I'm like, hey, can I get these? And I grabbed them all, and I was like shaking, going up there. I was like, oh, I can't believe this. And I was like, please don't change these prices when they go up there. And I did a video. The video's on the channel, but I was like, oh my goodness. But I ended up trading it because I'm not an NES guy. But still, just to find that there, I was like, oh,
that's the only video that Neo has boycotted from your channel.
Yep.
You know what? Oh yeah, he didn't watch that one.
I disliked that video. Thumbs down.
He probably reported that video.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And then I was like, why did they do that? He said, I don't know. We just put it on there. I said, give me all of them.
That's crazy. They were like $12 a piece.
Yeah.
Go back and find them, man. Yeah,
they were
not $12 a piece, but they was not $12 a piece, but it was like they was top tier
25, 30 bucks. I mean,
still for CIB,
it was a steal.
CIB.
It was a steal.
And this was like what, a year ago, almost a year ago. Yeah,
it was last year. Yeah.
And you know what? If I had that now, I definitely would have probably sent it off just to graded CIB. But still, it was so good.
Why not?
It was like great prices. I was like, dude, I gotta go back. That was an underrated video, though. That was like, it was just.
I yearned for the day where I could do that,
dude.
I mean,
everybody has those days.
I get excited when I go into the pawn shop and they got PS4 and Xbox 360 sealed games, and we buy them. I don't care what it is, we just buy them.
Yeah, this is the day.
Sealed. If it's Xbox One games sealed, I buy them. I don't care if it's a duplicate. I'll just trade it or sell it.
Don't let me come across a Neo Geo game at a Goodwill.
Boy, I can't wait.
Have you ever actually come across a Neo Geo game at like a, donation station?
No. But I mean, there's a couple of retro stores that have them, but never like at a thrift store or anything like that. Like, I would lose my mind.
Hey, I always tell them, I say we're gonna run into that one day, and they're gonna say, "Are these VHSs?" I'm like, "Yes, they are."
And I'll take all of your VHSs.
Is it big old VHSs? Yeah, they are.
You like VHSs? Oh, I love collecting.
I don't care if I had to pay $10 a piece for them.
They're 8 tracks.
Wow. Yeah. If they had to pay $10,
I'll take them.
The games, you know what? They trying to go up on the games. You notice that around the area, they're trying to go up on the Wii games, trying to charge like $8 for a Wii game now. Like,
I had to tell a lady at the register. I was at a Goodwill, not last week, but the week before last.
I did too,
because it was a Xbox 360 game,
and they trying to charge Xbox price.
Yeah, the Series 1X. Yeah, they were trying to. So it's like $399 in our area for that price, but she put it down for $799. I was like, oh hey, just to let you know, it's before PlayStation 4 or 5 or Xbox Series 1. It's actually $399. Oh, but that's what the price is. That's what the price is. I'm like, well, your sign over here says $3. Oh, I'm sorry. So I was like, yeah, no problem. I just want to let you know. She's like, I'm new. I was like, oh, good. But then she goes in and puts the price in. She puts it at $1.99.
You didn't say
and
nothing.
I was like, I just told her $3.99.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, the price said $3.99, and she put it in for $1. And I was like, hey, did you mean to do that? It was like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. I'm like, if you're good with it, you like it, I love it.
Man, I don't ever correct a price error in your favor, man. Come on now.
I mean, it's just karma. You know,
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
really
I'm
that
just giving
positive energy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it is kind of
So, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, if it comes back and
No. You should
maybe
do
I
the
go
right
back to
thing,
the
100%.
You know what, though?
We had that. We got my son. My son wanted this DS bag, Nintendo DS bag, right? So he could put his 3DS and stuff in it.
Yeah.
They wanted $10 for it. It was just, you know, it was about, you know, yay big. Had a shoulder strap. We get in the car and he's like, Dad, there's games in here. I'm like, what? He opens up. There must have been 15 games, and some of them were the Pokemon games
Dang.
in there. We tallied it up. There was over $300 worth of games inside that little pouch. That was like the score. Like, we didn't know. She didn't check. I just assumed that they had looked through it because it was, you know, behind the counter, you know, sitting there. So we just took it up. He's like, Dad, can I get this to put my 3DS? And I was like, yeah, I don't care. It's $10. We took it up and he's looking through it. So I kind of felt bad, but in the same respect, it was kind of like, well, it's not my responsibility to go through this before you sell it.
Yeah, like you were the recipient of good karma at that point. I got a copy of Capcom versus SNK 2 in a old Xbox. I purchased a Xbox. It was a Crystal Xbox.
Yeah.
This is OG, and I went and booted it up, and all of a sudden it's like Capcom. I'm like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, they got the game in the thing. Oh my god! And I was like, I was flipping out, bro.
That's
like,
the best game possible for that.
Yeah, I know, right? It was like, this
It
is so
is.
good.
It's so good. I mean, everybody has those moments. It's just you got to persevere. You know, you got to keep going out every day.
Yeah.
Like people always ask me, why you found stuff? Because I like going out, and two, I'm retired, so I got a lot of time. But you got to keep going. You got to set some money aside. You got to keep going out.
All right. So what we've learned tonight is Steve's retired. He's on menopause. He's traveling. He's gonna be on 90 Day Fiancé. Dude, you.
Damn, he got booty.
Steve, he's living his best life, bro.
Hey, get out of here.
Damn.
I had to do it like that. I had to get out of here. I ain't talking all that noise. I had to get him.
And he's still a fruity pebble.
Oh my god.
That actually brings us though to like the final point though, right? Like we were talking about ginger ale before we got on camera. You gonna throw some hate at ginger ale when you got these old man, tendencies. Like, what's up, bro?
Dude, okay,
chat.
so I'm
For the
so,
chat.
so the girl the girl I'm dating and going on some dates with, she likes ginger ale, right? I was like, why you like this old ass drink? And so I'm gonna text all the guys in the chat, and they like, oh, it's good. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all would be on my side. Like, come on.
No,
Ginger ale is the
ginger
most.
ale's
Nah, you
amazing.
just
That's
got
the
a hater's
drink.
heart, and if you drank some
Man,
ginger ale, maybe you
is
would
like
soften
the
it.
old-
Listen,
Man,
Christmas time, ginger ale. Y'all drink the cranberry ginger ale. That
Yes,
is
did
like,
I
dude,
just sent Steve that text.
I'm telling
I
you
was
what, like that
know.
is the drink to get at Christmas time because you can
That
only get
is-
it at Christmas time. It's like
Man.
we stock up on that. We have it till like February, but man,
Look,
that
like
is.
Ed Burr said, he said that ish is gross. Yeah, thank you, man.
Man,
That
come
stuff
on
is
now.
gross. Watch out, it has no
Come
flavor.
on,
That's
It
why I
looks-
said get you the cranberry, get you some flavor
cranberry's
in
So
there.
you really need
Oh,
to get yourself a
cranberry's
real ginger ale, right?
It's
Like
like
there's
drinking
other
Robitussin.
companies besides Canada Dry that make ginger ale.
I would,
True.
I would rather drink Robitussin than drink ginger ale. Okay.
Robitussin fine. You don't drink Robitussin? Remember back in the day, Grandma used to be like, "You broke your leg, drink
Put the
Robitussin."
Robitussin. Daddy put Tussin on it.
Yeah, put some tussin on it.
Put some Tussin on it.
Tussin on it.
Tussin fix everything. I don't like ginger ale. I don't know. It just weird. And then you gotta mix it with. How can you mix ginger ale with alcohol? It's so
Easy. Easy.
It's really good. I mean, there's a lot of
Look,
ginger
I'm
based
not ginger.
drinks.
Yes,
Ginger
I
ale
love
has that.
cranberry.
You see?
Ginger ale.
Yes. That's
Oh.
what I'm talking about.
ginger
chat.
ale's just very
Ugh.
crisp.
Represent.
No,
It's crisp. It's clean.
It
It's
is.
it's good.
The
I mean,
bubbles
like
pop in such a
yeah.
way.
I mean, you don't just
And
drink it when your
such a-
stomach hurts. You drink it like
Yes.
get
I drink
going,
apple
man.
seltzer when my stomach hurts.
Oh, come on now. This
Well,
is a
you know,
home
now
ginger
remedy.
that has no
actually
taste.
helps your stomach. You know what I'm saying? So there's truth to that.
Warm ginger ale. You drink warm ginger ale when you have an upset stomach, and it's good
Yeah, he
for
said
you.
the only reason ginger ale is when your stomach's upset. It sounds gross, but warm flat ginger ale is good. Y'all old. I don't know what's wrong with that. That's
How we
old
gonna
ass
be
drink.
old because we drink ginger ale?
That's the old ass drink. Nobody drink that no
Now
more.
you could say that if we were drinking ginger ale and ginger snaps and eating some ginger snap cookies on the side,
No,
yes.
that's the old ass
Hold up.
drink.
Whoa. What's wrong with ginger snaps? Ginger snaps
nothing
with
is
some
wrong
sharp
with ginger.
cheddar cheese, bro. I mean, that's a whole entire taste experience right there.
What?
And all these
What?
people in the chat are like, ginger snaps and sharp cheddar cheese, what? And I'll be like, y'all try it and then come back and tell me what's up.
No,
You got a weird palate. No, that's
Hold
just
on, wait. You threw me
you got a
all the
weird
way
ass
off.
palate.
We talking about cookies and soda, and you went all the way to the cheese aisle.
I know, right?
Hey, we're having a Christmas party, bro. Come on, man.
Okay, you got the
You be
charcuterie
eating
board
this
and all
quarter,
that.
Yeah,
Hey,
facts.
he's the person who will brain that and only want y'all don't want none. Okay, cool. I brought some.
I can see.
give you
Listen, I
nothing.
can
Hey, when you
see. I can
start
see
mixing-
Steve's point. If that's all you drank, if you just drank ginger
Oh,
ale, then I
no.
would probably
Oh,
say
no.
you're probably
But no,
like,
that's all she. But also too, she's a vegan. But but still,
Well,
like
that
she don't
could
want
be
other
it.
stuff. Yeah, that's the. But like
could be.
it's like I'd rather just drink water. You know, just ginger ale. I don't know. I just can't do that. I can't do ginger.
Does she
ale.
have Depends too?
Wow.
I'm just asking.
Wow.
You said she was old. I'm just asking.
Wow, man.
I'm
You
just
know
throwing
what?
that out there.
This
All
is
right, though, give me
good.
the
Y'all
bottom, man.
snap it back tonight.
I know,
love
right?
it.
Man.
He used to be giving it.
Damn, again, bro. Man, we're gonna really need to put the petition in tonight because I don't know if Steve gonna come back.
Yeah, I know, right? I was gonna stay in Africa. You know,
He's gonna- I told you he's gonna come back in 90 Day Fiance. I'm telling you.
90 Day
you
Fiance.
see some tribes over there. I don't know.
Hey, let me
Don't
tell you.
put it
You ever
on.
watch that show, man? Those people are like mental.
He said mental.
They are mental.
What, the 90 Day people? Of course they
So,
are.
if you watch that show, and when I talked to the director, I was like, "Come on, you
Oh,
guys."
so you was good. Also, you was getting together to get on. Okay. No wonder you.
No,
talking about
no,
this.
because
nah,
the same
yes, you
people.
was.
Wait a second. The same people that
Ah.
produced Dr. Pimple Popper also did that. So when
Oh,
I was on
wow.
Dr. Pimple Popper, I asked the producer. I said, "Come on, level with me." I was like, "You guys set this up, right?
Yeah.
You guys tell." She goes, "Honestly, these people are that crazy." I'm like, "No." She goes, "I am dead serious." She says, "We don't script. In fact, we have to calm it down." She's like, "Sometimes it's just over the top."
I mean, people want love, man.
I'm like, these people are mental. You have to
No,
be mental.
they want their 15 seconds of fame. That's what they want.
There you go.
I don't know,
Thank
man.
you.
That's-
It's called clout chasing.
Hey,
for
yeah.
Hey, just give me the
Man.
flavor love back. Just give me the
Oh
flavor.
no,
love.
I can't watch none of that.
You ain't like
nonsense.
that. The VH1.
Mm-mm.
I love this show.
Give me
man.
you know what I need to see? I want to see a video game reality show. I want to see something.
Well, didn't they try to do? What was the guy that chased around and he had to do it in 30 days? I forget his name. He had to get the whole NES collection. That was kind of like a reality. I
But it
can't
wasn't
think.
a-
of
You know
his-
what?
He looked like he
That
was in
wasn't
a
no love
band.
show, though.
There's a documentary. I just watched it on Amazon. He has to collect the whole North American collection of NES in 30 days, and they went around and documented it. They go into stores and
I heard.
Wow.
I saw something like that. I heard that was.
I
old.
can't think of the
30
name.
It's pretty old. It's pretty
Damn.
old.
Somebody in the chat room will know what it is, but it's
That's a good idea, man. I mean, a show like that, like for gamers, but man, you're gonna have to have to do some real heavy pre-screening because there's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
a
a fact.
lot of middle-aged Republicans gonna try to stop.
Oh, don't get political now.
I
You
don't
know,
get political. No,
you-
no.
Not
Stop.
pause.
Pause. No, stop. Sorry, no, I'm playing. Let me stop. Look, gamer said I'll volunteer. She gonna
Wait a second, Gamer Aimer, you and Brandon had the guy that did that. You had him on your show a couple weeks ago, and I can't think of his name. He has kind of like longer hair. I can't think of his name. You guys just had him. You just had him on there. She'll be able to tell you here in a second.
Yeah, no, Pink Princess.
Nintendo Quest. That's the name
Oh
of it.
yeah,
The Nintendo Quest.
Yeah.
But I can't think of the guy's name that was on Nintendo Quest. Jay? I think Jay
Should have
was.
just called it the End Quest.
Oh yeah, Jay Bartlett. That's who it was.
Jay Bartlett. Okay.
Look
Huh.
that up. That's listen. You'll sit there and binge that. It's a great, like you said, reality. I think it's like 9 or 10
I
episodes.
just don't want it to be script. scripted at all.
No, it's not scripted. Like, this is legit. Like, he's going through it, and it's not like there's not drama, but he'll be sitting there like the one guy wanted to sell him stadium events or Little Samson, and then they backed out at the last minute because they wanted him to go to Florida, and he's just like, dude, I really don't need you. And the guy wouldn't sell to him because he wanted to be on the movie. Like you said, he wanted his 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah.
So, like, he was being all stupid about it, and I don't want to ruin it all, but that's the type of, if you want to call it drama, that was in there.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I would agree with you. I think that would be fun to see some of that stuff.
It'd be something different. I mean, we see the typical documentary of, you know, how it all started in this company and this game. I'm tired of seeing that story. I want to see something different.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not tired of seeing that stuff. I just think that we need more variety. I mean,
yeah, that's
you know
what I'm saying. Yeah, we need more
variety,
you know, in the genre itself. So
because everybody doing this.
Well, you know what? Thing. I have a question for you guys. What is preventing us from actually doing that? Right? Like not a whole lot, because I mean, between all of us, we have all the equipment.
Yeah,
and
money.
Yeah. How much money you guys need?
Shoot, don't produce some shows. It's some money. Steve probably can tell you to like just even cameras and, you know.
I have probably all the equipment you need to do a TV show because of my studio here. In fact, when I go to Cleveland, I've got a big setup that I'm taking up to Cleveland for the gaming Gamer Amersault the other day, as well as some of the other guys that I'm building out. We'll have our own little studio there. We'll be able to get remote callers in, and we'll have people walking the floor and bringing that back to that little remote studio that we have set up.
I might come. I don't know yet, though. I'm saying.
Yeah, like, so hold on a second, just real quick. I mean, you know, I'm always thinking about like the business side of this stuff. It's like if we have the equipment and we can put a pilot together, then we can go shop the pilot, right? Like that's not something that's super difficult to do.
If I wish I lived next to Steve, because I would be able to film him doing what he's doing, and it would be phenomenal. Not that it's not now, but what I'm saying is it's like TV.
No, I know.
Quality. They need certain formats. They need ProRes formats for TV, otherwise they won't touch it.
Yeah, and also it's a big deal having somebody walk around with a camera with you.
It makes it so much easier for him too, so he can be him on camera.
We might have just had to meet up and just do something like that, like for a week or so, invest in something, do something like that. We might have to do that. I might have to just fly to you. You come down to Dallas or something. And just do something.
I think. Where are you located? I mean, you don't have to say it on camera.
No, I'm in Eastern Ohio. My stuff's public. Anybody can find me. I'm like near Youngstown, Ohio. So if you find Youngstown on the map,
that's not that far away. I mean, like we could set up at like an Airbnb and like, you know what I'm saying, like tape the whole thing and then.
Well, don't get all the ideas right now. We're live.
Yeah, don't put it out on. You'll have all these big YouTube.
Wait till we get off air.
Like, we're gonna do this.
But no, you know what? Like I will say this. And I really do, and I told a lot of you this personally, I really do think like this channel is getting ready to go to the next level. And I got a lot of good people in place, you know, like Gamer Aimer, you know, like Steve, you know, like Ness, you know, Gamer MD, Brandon from Game Junction. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do something massive. And it's not about me. Really, it's not about me. It just, yes, you can have a central thing, a central person, but it's not about like me. Oh, I want to just, you know, use everybody. No, it's like, I want to get this person here. I want to get this person here. I want to get this person here. I want this person here. Like if everybody get past me and doing, I'll be happy. I wouldn't be sad. I'd be like, you know what? I do want but I know that I can bring people in. I had to change my focus because me and Nancy was having a private conversation about stuff, and I like, you know what, you're right about stuff. It's not trying to get this person to do this, but focuses on me. That's why I said the channel update, like putting myself out there, just being myself and just doing what I'm doing. And people going to come in your life for a little while, and people going to leave, and you just got to realize the season and the reason why people coming and doing stuff and just helping out, and you know, it just a lot of things. Look, perfect example. Me and Gamer MD, we don't speak for like years, but we always stay close, and then this happens. You know, like it just right back on the horse. You know, it just it's too good to like not be successful.
It's funny, right? Because it's like, I mean, especially in our particular instance, it's like, you know, when you're good friends with somebody, it's like you don't have to like talk to them every single day and everything else. And then it's like they're going away and they're doing their own thing. They're, you know, making their life for themselves. And then they kind of come back to you and be like, yo, what's up? It's like, hey, man. And there's like no daylight between us. There's no time. It's like it doesn't feel like it's been, you know, several
like you
years.
just picked
It's
up
all
where you
just
left
kind of
off.
like, yeah,
Like
exactly.
Hey,
Like
Steve,
my
yeah,
homeboy in
private
my
chat.
homeboy Mario, like my homeboy in Mario, and it just it just crazy. Like he lived in Japan with his family, but 13 years, and we got there, and the videos of me and him be going around, but just like it's so great. Oh yeah, I
Pull
like
that up.
that.
That's the start of my portable rig that I can do. That pretty much will do everything I'll do in studio here.
Oh, that's nice.
That's what I'm saying. Like we roll that in, we plug it in, and
Hey,
I'm just saying, like, so Alex, like that's something like you can take anywhere and still have multi-camera production as long as there's power. And that's not even my handheld rig where you know with the camera and the wireless microphones and all that.
It could be like Voltron.
Well,
I
but I'm saying
like,
it's enough
you
to
know
do
what, though?
TV.
Exactly. It's like if we could all, and I'm telling you, if we could just come up with a pilot, if we could just come up with it, and you know, it's kind of funny. You're like, well, don't talk about it here. Well, it's like, well, if anybody steals our idea, you've got the recording of us coming up with it first. So, you know,
Well,
we
but
would.
if people have, and this is kind of funny, and I've seen it, and it's a nod. I know my ideas are very good from how I take for photos for my video games. I was the first person stacking video games I've seen like on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook or different stuff like that. People that copy that. People that copy some of my ideas that I put in like video game groups and done videos on them. People have tried to copy my style, selling collections and then buying it back. A lot of people have done all that kind of stuff. So I know my ideas are fire.
I haven't copied that yet. I'm sure that'll happen down the road, but
yeah, that
I'll
happened.
keep you posted on that.
Wait till your car blows up. But no, I didn't see it.
Wait, pause.
Yeah, right. Pause. Don't put that on. Don't put that evil.
I just traded in my cars. I got brand new ones. It better not blow up.
Hey, they don't get a Hyundai, please.
Wow.
No, seriously, don't get a Hyundai. But no, get a Honda, but not a Hyundai. But no. I know my ideas. I'm not bragging. I just know my ideas are very, very good, and I know that even I used to be scared. Like I better not do this because they might say something. Forget that now. All the gloves.
Man, you only live once. You got to go out there on the whole entire thing, and it's like, you know what we should do is we do need to talk offline and visit with each other and figure out, because I mean, like, honestly, you know, we probably do need to, if we're going to be serious about working with each other, we're probably going to have to put something down on paper to be able to make sure everybody's
well, that's
care
always
of.
you got to put something down on paper. You got to write the vision down and make it plain. It says in the Bible, you got to do it. That's what you got to do. But let's go on.
I'm 100% for doing it. I think that there's a lot of opportunity here. I think that the good thing is that each one of us has a life outside of this, so it's not like this has to, get you to that next level.
Over.
Exactly. Otherwise, you can't put, food on your table or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like that.
This is a side quest.
Like the passion is there because you actually love the hobby, you love the video games and stuff like that. And I think that's what translates with audiences, because it's like if you try to do something that's forced, like just think about the rebirth of G4 TV, right? Like that thing was absolute, just nothing but cringe, and it was horrible, bad takes from people that were irrelevant. And I was just like, why is this even back? Like, it's so bad.
Alex, it's funny you say that. I'm in the process. I want to try to recreate the old GamePro TV. That to me was like the epitome of our era.
Absolutely.
That was amazing. Bro.
Like you could take Steve and put him in a video game where he's telling tips. I mean, that's killer.
No, you are doing something like that on your show too, like the stuff. It's really good because it's everybody got a unique skill doing stuff. It's really, it's so great. It's like it's just so
and I can do that. I can put somebody in a video game like that. I have the equipment to do that. It's not difficult. I mean,
here's the whole entire thing. The way I'm thinking about it, like I'm willing to, to put my money where my mouth is.
No, I know.
Right? Like, this is something that I think that if we had the right people and, we put it out there, because we want something that, like, not only is for the fans, but it's also for us, right? Like, if we were watching it, would we watch it? And if the answer is no, then, why are you even making the show?
Yep.
It needs to be something that we're all like, hell yeah, I'd watch the hell out of this.
Yep. If you won't watch it, nobody else is going to watch it.
Yeah, You're right.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Well, let's get it on that. We had a real good conversation. Like we talked about Summer Game Fest, talked about life. As always, we always talk about gaming and life on this podcast. If you missed anything, it will be on the second channel going up. That's what we're going to try to do. Transitioning a little bit of the podcast, more live here, but more of the podcast is going to be on the second channel, doing it the right way. But I want to thank all the guests here tonight. You will see them everywhere, anywhere. Maybe Steve get kicked off again early. But no, if you get in here late and you don't know anybody, Steve, please tell everybody where you're at.
YouTube.com/The Tech Buzz is where my YouTube channel is, but I have everything at ttbgaming.com.
And the Mr. Neon sign of the night, what people was talking about in the chat.
Basically, I'm currently on Twitter, on gaming Twitter, so I'm on the Crumb side of gaming, and you can see me at Alexander Tyler. If you do a search for GamerMD, you'll find me as well. I'm in the process of making my own YouTube channel, but I have not gotten there quite yet because I want to make sure I get everything just right.
Cool. And somebody who do have a YouTube channel and is starting to do good. He about to hit 1,000 subs in the next couple of months, or maybe another.
I'm on my way. Retro Neo Nest. You can find me on YouTube. I discuss a lot of Neo Geo content as well as retro game and modern gaming. And you can also find me on Instagram for my most latest pickups at Retro Neo Nest. Appreciate you again for having me on the show.
Cool, man. We appreciate you guys. And, this is, like I said, every Friday night we try to be here. If not, we're going to try to pre-record. We're going to try to give you a show every Friday night. But it's been good. It's been fun, guys, and been relaxing. I'm getting ready to get off of here and try to edit the rest of the video, then get on to Kenya. A video will be out next week, episode 2 of the PlayStation Pursuit, guys. And thank you so much. And remember, always do it the right way. We'll see y'all